Hello and welcome back to Frequency Intuitive. Today's pick a card reading is all about the new you that is emerging. There's nothing wrong with the you now. The you now is perfect and beautiful and whole, just as you are. It's not really a new you. It's just that we're allowing more fullness of the true authentic you, the eternal soul you, your higher self, your inner being, the essence that was you and always you before you came here in this expression of you. That you, more of it's emerging. And Spirit wants to talk all about it. I'm so hyped up for this reading. The force is strong with me today, my friends. As you can see by the abundance that exploded here of my crystals, I just got so inspired and I couldn't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Then we have 4 beautiful roses. Now, if you want to choose with crystals, my guide suggested use the crystals that are closest to that card, and that could possibly be your reading. So if you like this jade cloud, you might want to check out pile 1. If you like this rose pyramid, not like, but if you're drawn to it, if it calls your attention, then you might want to check out pile 3. If it's in the middle, then you might have a message in more than one pile. Just how it's been done here today, okay? So group 1, Lineage of the Rose, moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call, gather. The energy there, it's hopping and popping. Group 2, the sun, joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, play. The sun has been all up in my business this week too, the energy of the sun. Now, I should have said at the beginning, don't choose by what's necessarily on the card. You can, but sometimes your guides will lead you to a message around your own resistance. So go with what image and the feeling. Go for the energy that surrounds the pile. Group 3, Sophia, divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, destiny. And group 4, the etherealness of this card, the rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony. Like, see, you might not pick that because you're like, oh, I don't want to know anything about relationships. It might not have anything to do with relationships, right? I am so happy you're here. When you are ready, go to the timestamps and I'll see you in your group. Hello, goddesses of group 1. I just know you guys are goddesses. I felt it the moment I read this card. It says, moved by the goddess, here for this soul call, gather. Now, we will probably read from the book at some point, but not right now. I don't know why. I just go with the energy, and the energy says not right now. So let's find out what version of you is emerging, what traits, characteristics, qualities, energy, auras, what's coming out for you next. You may be aware of this and this could be confirmation, or you may be like, I feel stuck, I feel stagnant, I would like to hear what's emerging because I don't feel anything is emerging. Oh, you got expansion, opal, card 27 with North Node. That is beautiful. And you got card 15, fluorite, introspection, and asterion. Got myself some fluorite. Okay, let's start with this. The new you that's emerging is born from not being you. The new you that's emerging is born from the clarity of everything that is not you, that you accumulated upon your incarnation here, falling away. It's like you've been a detective, even if you haven't been aware that you've been doing this. They're showing me a figure with one of those detective magnifying glass, like a sleuth. And slowly and steadily through your life, you've been like, that's not for me. You know what? That don't feel right. And you know what? This causes me rage. And you know what? That makes my energy feel like I'm walking in quicksand. And you have reached a point of clarity and a point of discernment where you are now, I'm seeing strongly the word protection. Protection is strongly discernment. You are now able to quickly and easily, Queen of Swords, cut right through something and see that's not that's not gonna vibe for that's not gonna work for me. That is not gonna work for me. That's a no. That's a pass. Thank you. God bless. And this is causing this refinement where you are filtering down people, places, things, experiences, routines, foods, ways to move your body, music. Like there's no end to this. Clothing choices, even they're showing me fibers. Like you may have gotten so clear on things that you're like, I really would only prefer this fiber of clothing, like natural fibers, or I really only prefer this type of water now. Like you have become so clear. They're showing me this crystal clear crystal that's like shining multifaceted in the sun, and it's projecting all of these beautiful rainbows. You have become so clear that you are now ready to fully expand outwards, where the beginning half of your life you probably felt in a very self-protective inwards phase where you were like, ooh, I gotta protect myself from that. Oh, I'm recovering from that. Oh, I'm digging out of this hole. Now you went through all of that expansion and clarity and struggle, resistance, contrast. If you like Abraham Hicks, that's a beautiful word. And that contrast caused you to get to this point here where you're starting to realize, I think I'm in a whole new phase. And I'm not even in a whole new phase. I'm in a whole new me. I am allowing a completely different experience and perspective of me to expand through. Oh, it was opal they were showing me. I just realized it was opal. Now I don't know if this is opalite. I think it is. But it could be like fake opalite. I don't know. One day I will have more information on all of my crystals. But today is not that day. But they were showing me that crystal, opal, multifaceted, incandescent, iridescentness. That's how your soul is now. Now, this came along with North Node. So this is like, you found your star. You found your path. You found your alignment. You're now heading straight and narrow to, I mean, nothing straight and narrow, right? Because everything's fluid and expanding and so multifaceted and multi-layered when we can't wrap our human brains around it. But you're very clear on the call of your soul. That, from that perspective, you're on the straight and narrow towards your North Node, which is everything that you know is for you. It's that pure alignment. It's that arrow shooting out of the bow where you're like, that's for me, that's for me, that's for me, and I don't have to mess around and waste time anymore in things that are not for me. So part of what you're going to be experiencing as this new you is emerging is more things manifesting more quickly because you don't have to sort through the muck like you have been so far. It will be like, I want to say instant manifestation, but there's always divine timing and soul intentions and things at play. But for the things that don't have any specific divine timing or soul intentions, and it's just a matter of something you materially want to experience, like I want to change my routine, or I want to change the way that I'm eating, or I want to change, it will happen so smoothly. So you are having an ease come into your life where you are no longer having to come up against this resistance with everything, where you're figuring things out and you're trying things and it's not working and then you're getting frustrated, which there's nothing wrong with being in that. That's a beautiful period of expansion, like it says here. But you've now reached the point where you're expanding without being held back. They're showing me like when a horse wants to run full tilt ahead, and then if there's a rider it's tethered, right? It's got the reins, and the horse is kind of held back and directed. And my guides are showing me how the world and outside voices were like that rider and holding those reins on you. And you were trying to run full tilt, but you couldn't because other people's opinions, projections, roles you had to play, things that you got sucked into or thought that were maybe for you, but realized later that they weren't because you were defining what was for you and what wasn't. All of that is releasing. There's no rider, there's no reins. It's just you, the beautiful, powerful, strong, magnificent horse. Strong, we need another word for strong and strength because it's almost becoming vibrationally inaccurate. It's so much more than strong. I would say magnificent is closer, or it's like magnificent mixed with exquisite and powerful. I was gonna I was gonna mix those all together, but it made no sense. If you feel me, it's this feeling of just pure energy and knowing, and it's so strong in my solar plexus when I'm speaking. It's almost like pulsing from my gut, like this. Just you have this strength, but understand it's not strength. You're not strong. You're so strong. It's not that. It's like a tree rooted. It's like the biggest oak tree you've ever seen, just towering over the entire forest, and its roots go down into like the core of the earth. I don't think that actually happens, but that's the image they're giving me. It's that type of strong. Unshakable. The new you is unshakable. You're unhookable. No one can get you. You're not swayed anymore. You're so tethered to your soul, to the knowing of who you are, to your purpose, which is to express more of yourself. That's what I mean when I say purpose. I don't mean like, a particular job or role, but that could be part of it because that could be how your soul wants to express itself. If you're not feeling this energy yet, this is somewhere orbiting you because it means that it's in your field, it's in your frequency, it's around you, which could be why you've come to this reading, because our higher selves or our spirit teams will guide us to certain signs or to click on something or something that you might have scrolled past, because there's a message that's meant to kind of activate something within you. Not like an activation you would get from spirit, but like when you hear words, they can be very activating, right? Positive can be activating, and you can be activated negatively too, right? Someone can encourage you and it can lift you like you have wings. So that's what I mean by activation. So if you're not feeling this yet, you're either fully in this energy or coming into this where you're like, yeah, that is what I've been experiencing. Okay, so that's what's happening. So that's why you've found this reading. Now, introspection. How we don't have time for introspection in this 3D reality. The new you that is emerging is going to have time for reflection. Now, it sounds boring, but it's not going to be boring. Introspection and reflection is sacred space. It's space around our level of consciousness. It's space around our decisions, around our reactions. It allows you to consciously create your life. Sometimes we're in an energy where we knee-jerk create our life by default because we're hamster wheeling, right? And it's like, we got to do this, we got to do that, we get out of balance, now we're sick, now our relationship's falling apart, now we're overworking, now, like it can be created quite quickly because there's no space for reflection and for subconscious become conscious, for the light to be shined on things that need to be shined on. And introspection is this beautiful energy of they just showed me a beautiful image. Imagine you're at the wooden wheel of a sailboat and you're steering this beautiful, magnificent vessel, and you're an explorer, and you want to explore the seas, you want to explore the lands that surround the seas, different islands, different lands, different people, different goods. They're showing me like markets and things. Now, you as that sailor would take the time to check your coordinates and your map occasionally, because you would want to figure out where you are and where you're trying to go for your next adventure. That's the energy of introspection. Let me check the map. Let me check in with myself, because your map is yourself. So let me check in with my heart, with my gut. Let me meditate. Let me sit on this for a day and let the energy settle. Let me digest this, Virgo energy. Let me tune in to the higher realms, because I have ancestors, I have my spirit team, I have angels, I have my own higher self, and I have ancestors, including anyone passed on to the veil, known on earth, who you walked the earth with, and those who you didn't, and higher dimensional consciousness that you're probably not aware of. That's how you get those ideas and things, right? Now listen, I don't know how it all works. I just know that's my experience so far, and it will continue to evolve and expand, I'm sure. But that allows introspection. The energy of introspection is, I won't be pushed by life, I am leading my life. There's a complete difference from being pushed towards things because you have no choice, because you're being carried on the momentum of something you created previously, or just on mass consciousness or something. Like phone scrolling, doom scrolling would be an energy of being pushed or led by something that's not particularly your choice. You kind of, your mind takes over and whatever is going on there, neural pathways, and we just keep going. I can feel when I'm in it, and I feel like a puppet on a string, and I have to pull myself out of it. Like I have to be like, break from it, like blink from it. So like, that's a whole other topic. Myself, I limit it. Like, I don't know how. Sometimes I get on there, I'm checking like a notification or something, or an upload, and then it's all of a sudden I'm like, went down like a rabbit hole of YouTube shorts. But that's the energy of lack of introspection. You don't have any space around it. Space is, you're not led by things in your life. You're not influenced heavily by things. You're making the choices. You're making the decisions. You have clarity. You're the emperor. You're the complete authority over your own sovereignty. That is a beautiful energy. It's master type of energy. It's not a lot of people have that quality yet, and have stepped into that type of space in their sovereignty is the only word that I can use for that. Let's get some more cards. I keep hearing this, keep it light, keep it bright. I don't know if that's a song or something, or if they just want you to hear that. Keep it light, keep it bright, but it's being sung. So I don't know if you're a singer or you're writing music or something like this, or you're playing something that says that, then that could be confirmation for you. That'll be too many, so let's go one more. Okay, this sometimes happens. It's not for everybody, but sometimes they show me an image of something that's for somebody or one or two people specifically, for you to feel seen and know you're in the right place. If you had, when you were a child, like a glowworm, they're showing me a glowworm. It's like a stuffy, or it's kind of a stuffy. I think it's like a nightlight, maybe. It glows. Or maybe you have this now, or like one of your kids do. I've never seen this that I'm aware of. They're just showing it to me. So it's like part stuffy, like soft. And then the head, I think, or the whole thing kind of glows. And it's called a glowworm. And it was like a toy you might have had as a kid, because they're showing me it with nostalgic energy, like in the past. So if that's you, then you definitely have a message here. And this is definitely your pile. Same for light brights. If you had a light bright, I do know what a light bright is, but I haven't seen one in a very long time. I don't know if they still make those. So they're showing me a kid playing with a light bright and making images on it. Okay, what else can you tell us for pile 1? And I mean, you've had a lot come out about the you that's emerging and what that energy will feel like. But please tell us more, because we just want to know. What else can they expect? How will it feel? Yeah, I heard it again. Get it Oh, now I heard get it right. Keep it light. Light and bright. Okay. Sometimes when it keeps circling, I meant to explain more, but I don't know what that is. Maybe it'll make sense with the next card. Okay, more for group one. Okay, they do want this chunk of cards. I tried to avoid it. Do you see that? The same exact cards came out. I know because I saw it was Atlantis. So the first time I shuffled and that big chunk of cards came out, it was like 4 or 5 cards. It was Atlantis on the bottom. I shuffled again and they gave it the exact same loop of cards. And the whole time they were saying you should have just taken those, like, not you should have, they don't talk like that, but that energy, they were like, you're going to take those cards. So here we go. Atlantis, keep the big vision. Oh, stay in alignment as you grow. You could resonate with Atlantis for some of you. So we'll lay the cards out and then I'll get to them. Oh, the pink dolphin. This came out in a recent reading. Celebration, fun, unbridled joy, open heart. I love that energy. Gentle force, consistency, persistence, patience, the long game. The well maidens, kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. Ooh, and you got the sirens. I'm not surprised you got the sirens with the goddess energy. Oh, they're telling me it's time to read your card. I would love to do that. Okay, use your voice, expansion, freedom. So let's read your main card now. And all shall be revealed. I'm just kidding. I'm just being dramatic. Okay, Lineage of the Rose. Me dramatic? I mean, hardly. Okay. Your main card. These times, these changing times, divisive times, your soul chose to be here right now for this. You're part of a collective team led by the goddess, by the mother of us all, to reweave the thread of the rose back into the tapestry of humanity. I have to take a breath because I get so emotional when I can feel the power and the magnificence of your soul. Like, oof, I'm getting teary and it comes like up in my throat chakra like it's a powerful surge of emotion, of recognition. Okay. Sorry. I know it seems so random, but when you're sitting in the energy and you connect with the energy, it's almost like getting an electric shock, but like in a nice way, like a really nice electric shock. I don't know if that can be possible, but if you know, you probably know because you're clearly super tuned into spirit. I should have started with that. You guys are like mystics. You probably are card readers, intuitives, psychics. You're like spiritual baddies. 100% you probably have. This is your business. This is your passion. I don't know why they didn't lead with that, but they are now. So you probably know exactly what I'm talking about the buzzing. Okay. So now here we go. Let's read that again. You are part of a collective team led by the goddess to reweave the thread of the rose back into the tapestry of humanity. Oof. I literally can't get past this. Okay, I can do it. Because I can see you guys and I have like this, there's like a reverence. Like it's like, they're just showing me like a temple, like a spiritual temple, like not one on earth, like in another dimension. And you're emerging from an archway with this beautiful, like ethereal white sheer robe on and you're glowing. And when you come out of the archway, oh my gosh, this is wild. I'm so choked up. It's like you have this beautiful, divine, feminine peace about you and this beauty. It's like beauty of your spirit and there's this reverence. It's like all of the other souls have this reverence, like, oh, here they are. And you came to Earth to do something here quite impactful. And what it is to make spaces where all people feel cherished and safe, to heal and be healed from the destructive patterns of patriarchy, to be part of the return of the goddesses to earth. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can get through this. One moment, I gotta ground myself. The energy is so powerful. It's like pure white light, and I'm trying to stay here to do the reading because that's what I'm doing, but it's very hard for me to remain rooted here when my energy is raising so high. Does that make sense? Because of being in the field of your frequency, of your timeline, whatever you want to call it. Timelines are not fixed, but your energetic space. Okay, so what you're emerging into, my beautiful love, is to be part of the return of the goddesses to earth. Now, this has to make sense to you. This cannot be the first time that you've heard this. I would highly doubt that. You must have resonated with goddess energy, or that feeling of siren energy, or nature goddess. Like, when you hear that, you're probably like, yeah, that rings a bell. I would say past lives. I would say the energy of your soul is divine goddess energy. You might even be connected to ascended masters who have that goddess energy, like Kali, or, I mean, there's so many of them, Lilith. Both of those are coming to mind right away. I heard Avalon. Oh, I need a tissue. Just a moment. Now I see why they had me do the crystals. It's almost like I prepared an altar or something. And now it makes sense, because I didn't know I was going to be getting into like freaking spiritual temple with y'all. Okay. Now I see why they waited for us to read this to this part in the reading, because if I had started with that, I would have just read it like from a book, you know? It wouldn't have had the weight of everything that we've been through already. This is what it says. If you've been doubting your path, you're being called to look within and trust the whispers and weavings from caverns deep. The way of the mystic rose is walked by few. It's known by heart, not by mind. Try not to overthink. Rather, trust the threads that are deeply woven. This card contains within it the confirmation of your inner call and a reassurance that you're not alone in this. The Mother of us all thanks you for being part of these changing times for humanity. She acknowledges your devotion to doing your best to support yourself and others in the journey back home to themselves, to each other, and to the earth. She wants you to know she is available to guide you every step of the way. Speak, sing, and dance with her. You are led, you are led, you are led. And the inquiry is, how are you being called to commit more deeply to humanity and the earth? That sentence sounds empty after the energy that we've been in, so just disregard that if you want. Now, the last thing in there led perfectly to this pink dolphin card. It said, speak, sing, and dance with her. So you might want to work with Mother Gaia or goddess energy, moon goddess Selene, whatever goddess, nature goddess, whatever goddesses you resonate with, or just divine feminine goddess energy overarching. It said speak, sing, dance, and then you have this pink dolphin card. Celebration, fun, unbridled joy, open heart, whimsy. I'm hearing whimsy. Bring back that. Okay, so who you're okay, there's so much. I feel like I could spend 3 hours on your group. I will run out of phone storage, or I would literally do that. I don't want to touch those crystals. This is what they're showing me. You're becoming a person, because you don't have to be female, by the way. I should have said that, but I know a lot of my viewers are female, so sometimes I just tend to refer to it that way. Regardless of gender, you are becoming the type of person that embodies goddess energy, where people look at you and they're like, they might judge you because you would be running barefoot across a field laughing, or you would be chasing fireflies, or you would be pulling your car over to get out and look at a rainbow. Why is this making me so emotional? I mean, I know why. It's because let me explain this. The frequency of your soul holds such beauty, and the codes that it holds would heal the earth, like literally heal humanity. So the work that you're doing, I'm just going to say it crying because otherwise this will be forever long. Because there's nothing wrong with crying, right? Oh, I see. Okay, so my guides are pointing out, they're saying, because I feel your energy, right? So they're saying you would speak about something so passionately that it would bring you to tears. And this would inspire people. They would be in awe of you. Now, some level of consciousness, they would make fun of you, right? But trust me when I say you'll be so outside of that realm, you would not even notice, or you would just be like, okay, God bless, and you would literally mean that, like, not in a snarky way. You would be like, beautiful soul, like sending you love. Like you would feel nothing about being laughed at or judged. You would understand that's where they are on their path, and to them, they're uncomfortable with that. They're uncomfortable with that pure, vulnerable wonder and being in awe of nature like that. Not even nature, just like everything. Your energy is so cleansing. Like, I feel like I took a shower. Like, the tears, the way that it removes rigidity and pain. Your energy is so light. Oh, that's why they kept saying light and bright. Okay. Your energy is so light and bright and right. It's so healing. Like, people being in spaces with you, you may have heard people say this. But this is the you that's emerging. So if this isn't you yet, this is who you're becoming. This is your soul. That's the true essence of you. If this resonates with you. If not, you can just be here for the information, right? Maybe you know somebody this is their path or energy. It literally does not matter. You're welcome to be anywhere that you like on my channel, in any pile, in any group, at any time, for any reason. Your frequency, when people are around you, you literally heal them. Now, everyone heals themselves, right? But the influence of your frequency causes this release within them. It opens a doorway to their inner child. It opens a doorway to their lightness. And all of a sudden, the next time they see a rainbow, they're looking at it differently. You know what I mean? I don't have enough or the right words to communicate this energy. I hope that you can get that. A lot of this will have to be telepathically understood because the words are not enough for the bigness of this. And it's not even about big, but I don't have the word for how to hold your frequency. It's impossible. But let me at least try, right? I just want to acknowledge that I may not be getting close. The you that's emerging, see how the you that's emerging is so selfless, but it's the focus on self that inspires others. It's like you're so in this introspection, you're so in your own world of alignment and joy, and you're aligned with nature, you're aligned with spirit, you're aligned with the goddess energy, you're aligned with the divine feminine, of course, and the divine masculine. But I feel like you're heavily divine feminine led, and you may have had to heal your divine masculine energy. You may have been a straight doer, and that might have been out of balance, a straight action person in your past. Yes, see how they keep leading me to each card, but now gentle force, – consistency, persistence, patience, the long game. water over time, it's such a gentle force, but it can actually create a hole in a stone if it's dripping in the same spot over time. Like, it's that powerful, but in and of itself, it's so gentle. That is your nature. And like I'm saying, you may not have always been that way. You may have had really hard exterior up. You may have had a lot of walls and spikes and thorns around your heart. And what you're emerging into, maybe you're that way now, and that's completely okay. Wherever you are on your journey, it is all perfect and in divine timing. There is no rush to step into this energy. This could be next month, tomorrow, today, or in 10 years, right? It doesn't matter. It's just that you at some point move into this patient, persistent, consistent energy where you no longer approach things with, let me get this done and da 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 da. You understand, like, your view is like healing humanity and helping raise the consciousness of the planet. That's not something that's going to occur overnight, and you understand that. You understand that by being you, by being true to your energy, by following your own path and your own divine, they're saying led, like you being led by the divine, by your divine soul over time. Just that's it. Just that you being you and doing whatever you want to do here. I'm assuming you probably do something with this for a living, or you're going to step into this energy where you create spaces, like it said, for others to find their way back to themselves, whether that's a therapy, a spiritual modality, some sort of healing based thing, a card channel, social work, being a teacher. I mean, it's literally endless what you could do, right? You could be like a nail tech, for example, and every time you come in contact with a client, you're shifting their energy. You're holding yours so clearly that them just being in your proximity, they feel lighter, they feel brighter, and they're like, something about when I go there, I just feel so good. And they're probably attributing it to their nails, right? But you're actually activating things within them that then they leave and they're lifted. Their energy is lifted and they're closer to alignment with their own North Node and their own soul's resonance. It's so freaking beautiful. What else do we have here? Okay, you have... I want to get to that later because it has something to do with a little bit of a different topic. Let's do the Atlantis, the sirens. Here we did the pink dolphin, that energy of just unbridled joy, celebrating, pulling over your car to look at a rainbow. The sirens, you could resonate with mermaids or like beach, anything. I think goddesses are just very, like, that tends to kind of always surround their energy. I think because of, is it goddess Selene? The moon goddess, I believe that she has some correlation to oceans, right? Because the ocean tides, hence mermaids, hence sirens. And then you got this sirens card. Use your voice, expansion, and freedom. Now, I didn't realize, I just put that under the expansion card that you got from this crystal opal card. I didn't even notice that. And I put it right underneath, expansion, freedom. You know what a siren energy is, a mermaid energy. Now, sirens, some people say, oh, they lead sailors to their death. It's not that type of siren. I don't think, but the sirens are mystical. They're beautiful. They can't be had. They can't be caught. They're so authentically themselves. They're so sovereign. They come and go as they please. They have their own life. They live in joy. They live in literal freedom. That energy, right, of the siren, and it's the siren's call. Now, this could be literal singer, like I said before, artist, poet, any sort of channel, 100% intuitive guide, psychic medium, whatever way your gifts come out and are expressed. There's something about using your voice. I'm going to guess it has hand in hand to do with your life's work and passion. So you're going to be emerging and starting to find your unique expression, whether it's literally talking, creating something. Maybe you do sound healing therapies. Maybe you're doing like different, what are those things? You know, when people will like sing or hold a frequency, like from another star planet or something. So that's going to be happening. The energy is waning here, so I don't want to push it because I'm sure you've already acknowledged it or you've clicked off. It's quite possible. There's been so much here. It seems like an abrupt ending, but I can feel that the energy is getting more dense. So I do want to just address the well maidens here because we didn't talk about it. This has to do with having reverence for things, for humanity, for Mother Earth, respect, compassion, kindness, not kind of taking more than is meant for you, or using resources wisely. Now, two things I'm getting from that. One, some of you may have had a very traumatic past regarding that, being disrespected, your boundaries and your personal sovereignty being an autonomy being overstepped. I mean, overstepped is a light word. I can only talk about certain things on YouTube, but being disregarded, being dismissed, on all types of that spectrum, you could have past trauma from that, and that could be what's not fueling you, because it's not in like a negative way, but in some way, well, no, I guess fueling is not a negative word. Fueling your and driving you for this healing of humanity and to help others who have been through the same. And then the other part of it is that'll resonate for, only those who it resonates with. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then don't worry about it. For some of you, it has to do with this reconnection to Mother Earth, where you start to, like I said, you only want to use sustainable things. You kind of shift into, you may not be that way now, remember, this is the you that's emerging, where you start to be like, you know what, like, I want to really reconnect with nature in the deepest, most authentic way, because reconnecting with nature has been talked about so much that it kind of loses its meaning, and it feels like, I don't know, like nothing sometimes. It's like, oh, connect with nature, like go sit outside. Like, that's lovely and healing in itself. But this is like your heart beats with Mother Nature. Like, this is different. This is like the sun knows you by name. The trees are your friends. Like, and I'm not joking. Like, I'm not joking. I mean, like, you're so resonant with Mother Earth that you speak to the elements. Each stone, each branch, each walk on the sand, each wave is communicating with you. You see patterns and codes in nature that other people, maybe this already has happened to you and you're like, I don't know how to explain this, but this is what I do, and you just keep it into yourself. Maybe you make that into a passion, maybe you don't. Not everything has to be made into a life's passion. Some things are for your own internal, that's just you, right? That's another aspect. Some of you are having this like reacquaintance with the elements around you. Like, all of a sudden you're going to wake up and be like, the wind is talking to me. Like, I don't know what's going on. And you're going to have these intuitive, because the higher realms communicate through everything, right? And nature has such intense, not dense, some are dense, but saturated codes, because it's been around for so long, right? It's very sure of itself. It knows who it is. They have such distinct frequencies. Like, you can even hear frequencies of plants and things, right? And different things in nature. Nature knows itself. Nature's not confused. Nature's not having an identity crisis. Nature is so rooted that literally, right, that word, that it's so around us and within us, and like we are it, that it's almost becomes invisible sometimes, because it's like breathing oxygen. Like, it's so invisible but so constant that we kind of just take it for granted. You're going to be getting reacquainted. Your goddess energy, you're going to realize that is one and the same. To be in my goddess energy, I must be aligned with Mother Earth. I must understand her, and I must rely on her, and I not rely, but use her for support. Go to her. She's now that's my friend now. That's my mom. Like that's my if you have mother wounds, Mother Earth could heal that for you. Like Mother Earth will take care of you, trust me. Mother Earth will heal you in 5 minutes. What 10 million years of therapy cannot. Nothing against therapy. Therapy can be a beautiful thing. I'm just saying, Mother Earth can heal you in 5 minutes where you're like, what in the hell? Like when I finish filming a group, I go stand in the sun for like 1 minute. It just charges me like a battery. It's a fast charge. I don't know how to explain it. If you haven't experienced it, it's hard to explain. I'm pretty sure you've probably experienced it. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't, this is emerging. And one day you'll be laughing. You'll be like, they're showing me someone smelling a rose and feeling the petal on your face and just feeling your realignment from that. And you're going to remember this reading and laugh and be like, oh my gosh, I'm now like watching rainbows and smelling roses, and not for nothing, because it's literally realigning my frequency. Like I'm getting the code, and now I'm carrying the code. You're taking the code, you're embodying the code of that plant, the everything of it, the radiance, the ease, the rootedness, the groundedness, the flow, the divine timing, the connection with nature. Like there's so much in that code. And now you embody it, you take it, you accept it, thank you. And now you transmit it to others, right? Like it's wild. It's wild what's going on here in the most beautiful way. I'm going to pause there. I thought I was going to get 2 more cards here, but my guides are like, there is no reason. They are absolutely fully incomplete with this reading. Thank you so much. I'm truly honored to have read for you. Thank you so much for being here and spending this time with me. If you felt drawn to any of the other groups, you're more than welcome to check them out. And if so, I'll see you there shortly. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hello, Group 2. Welcome to your reading about what is emerging right now. What is the new version of you that is blooming? Now, very aptly, you got the Sun card that says joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, play. I am feeling a little bit of weariness and heaviness in your current energy. I did receive a message for this reading before I started filming, and in the energy that I sensed, there was a period of healing happening in a physical aspect. So if that's you and you've been going through some challenges with your physical vessel, there is a period of healing happening, an energy of restoration and recovery. And I literally heard, let the tears fall. Let the tears fall. It will cleanse you. You need to let the tears fall for all of the past hurts that you have boxed up and kind of like tightly closed that you may not have processed, is one of the messages coming through here. We will read from the guidebook, but not right now. We're first going to begin with some cards. For group 2, please tell us about the improved, new, upgraded version that is emerging. Now remember, this is really more of your own true essence coming forth, like an aperture opening on a camera, more of you coming through. It's not that you are changing, it's that you are actually unlearning who you were not and now relearning and discovering who you really are. Okay, this is the deck they want. So let's hear all about that. For group 2, please. Show us the new blooming them that is emerging. That card was actually quite animated. Like one more. So if you haven't been feeling animated, they're saying you will start to feel animated again. My vision is getting very clear. Like I can see every grain of detail on these cards. If this has to do with your vision, if that's you, there's an energy here of sharpening and clarity in general. Refinement I'm seeing. What else do you want to tell group 2 right now? about the energy that they are stepping into, the new upgraded version. Oh, connection. Oh, lovely. You got one of these dual cards. Connection came out upright, and then separation is I don't like the energy on that side of the card. We'll keep the connection upright. And the first card that popped out for you, oh, unhookable. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. Wow, okay. I see what you've been through. I don't want to get too much into it because sometimes the reading gets carried away with me describing the energy that you have come from, and then I forget to get into the energy you're emerging into. So Spirit's just cautioning me to not go too deeply, but I see you. You've had some difficult people in your life. Unhookable is about no longer being triggerable. You're no longer pulled like a marionette by other people's strings. This could be a particular person or just people in general, by society, by mass consciousness. You're free. Look at her. She's like, ding, I'm floating on the air and I'm myself. Like, she's just, he or she, I'm just saying she because the image is... Anyways, I don't have to say that every time. My guys are like, just let it go. Okay. Unhookable is this sovereign energy. And a lot of people are on their path right now to rediscovering that sovereignty. And this brings with it this pure, elated freedom of like an unbridled joy that you have probably never experienced. The you that's emerging is, are they just showing me someone walking in the light under the sun straight ahead on a path and people are trying to pull them off? People are actually trying to fish you. They're showing me fishing hooks. Like they don't go into you, but into your energy. So now picture this. There's a bridge, a walkway over this like watery place. And you're on this straight and narrow bridge, this path, and you're walking straight ahead and the sun is above you. It's so bright and yellow white light is all around you, and you're just walking towards it, just steadily facing straight ahead. You're completely aligned on this very narrow path because you're on in your lane, so you can step with confidence because you're being called by your own truth and authenticity. Now there's people or energy. Yeah, energy, they said, because some will be people and some will be energies of things. Like, for example, social media is a common one, right? Or fear consciousness. And these things are on either side of this bridge, kind of underneath it. Like a little bit of troll energy, okay? And they're showing me casting lines towards your auric field. Casting lines from the right, casting lines from the left, and you keep walking steadily. And they're casting, and they're trying to hook you. They're trying to hook you, energetically hook you. And the lines keep falling flat, like this. You're no longer hookable. No one can take your attention, your focus, unless you want it to. If that's a person or a thing or a place or a space that you want to invest and root your energy into, then that's the choice, a beautiful choice that you make with complete discernment and awareness. You make these choices as this new you. There's no unconsciousness where you're just like, oh my gosh, so-and-so said this about me. So this comment was left here. I've got to, my friend did this. This person said that. This person told me that this about myself. You see past the illusions. You've ascended. You've awakened. You see it all as projections of illusions, of a reflection of their own inner world. And you no longer feel the pull. You no longer feel the trigger. You no longer feel activated. Now, it's okay to get activated if you do. This happens. We're not all perfect. So I'm not saying that's never going to happen to you again. I'm saying it will be much less frequent and you will have a greater sense of space. But the beauty of being unhookable is you're free. You're free. Imagine all of those hooks if they had landed. You're pulled over here, then you're pulled over there, then your intention is here, then your focus is there. It's so hard just to get through your own day, right? Like you may be like, I have this work to do, I have this house cleaning I want to do, I have this project, I have these phone calls to make. And then the end of the day, you're like, wow, I'm exhausted and I feel like I barely got anything done. You were hooked all day. You got pulled into how many things? Review it at the end of the day. You'll see this person texted me, I got pulled into that. This person called me, I got pulled into that. I saw this on my phone and I got pulled into that. I read this email and I got pulled into that. Like, it can be so wild how much we can get hooked into. Now, this separation and connection card, I am going to read first, actually. Because if I read the main card too soon, I don't have the depth of your energy yet because I haven't sat in it long enough. And then I'll just read it like I'm reading from a book. I'm sure you've heard me do that before. And so my guides have said, sit in the energy longer and then read the main card and it will be much more meaningful. But they do want me to read this connection. There's a connection separation card. Okay. So, yes, I saw this. Relationships are the things that test and teach us the most. Like I said, you have had some very challenging situations and interactions. Connection is a human need, and through relationships, we're able to experience this most deeply. Both connection and separation are part of the human experience. One isn't better than the other, yet there are times when connection is needed, whether that be connection with others or connection with self. I deeply see this as connection with yourself, but take it for whatever it relates for your situation. For some, separation or isolation becomes a coping mechanism to avoid getting hurt. For those who are afraid of being alone, separation from others so they can return to themselves may be the exact medicine they need. Yes, see, it just depends on your soul's journey. At times of conflict, sometimes the antidote is to endeavor to see the other person as a part of you, to find a way back to that connection. At other times, taking some time apart can be helpful to the situation. This is where discernment comes in. If this card appears with connection right side up, which it did, this invitation is for you to consider how can you deepen your connection with someone or yourself. If it appears with separation right side up, which it didn't, but in case it relates, consider how you're being called to separate yourself from a situation energetically or where you feel separation in your life. Regardless of which meaning is right side up, place your hand on your heart, connect with your inner temple, and ask, in this situation, what's the medicine I most need? Connection or separation? And what's one practical thing you can do to act on this today? Now, I'm taking that you probably, in this new version of you, need or embrace more separation, because you got the unhookable. So the new version of you, I do think you've found a way to separate yourself like that, but then that means you can actually connect with people more deeply because you've used your discernment and your boundaries to determine who is worthy of that connection with you, and you can have these deeper connections. Now, it's quite possible that you have been in a period of isolation or separation because of triggering past events, because of traumatic past events. This new version of you, you've discovered your own sovereignty, which means you're now attracting people who are like frequency, like vibration, who are worthy of your love and time and attention, who are reciprocating, who do come in a beautiful, pure energy of harmony and of goodwill. I know that sounds wild, but goodwill. So you're becoming unhookable, but it allows you to have deeper connections. So I see this new version of you. You find your way out of this cave of isolation that you probably have started to put yourself in or been in for quite some time. Maybe you've given up on the dating scene, or maybe you're estranged from your partner, like you live in the same house but you don't really communicate. Maybe you haven't been speaking to your family or your children or your parents. Maybe you have kind of slowly stopped talking to most of your friends. Whichever one that is for you, or which ones, I feel like because of hurt, rightly so, because of those triggers or that hooking in or that pulling on your energy or that taking advantage, taking too much, energy vampires, people using you, people being drawn to your light and just draining you because you didn't see that that's what was happening quick enough. You learn to isolate. You learn to self-protect. You learned that that is the steadiest path for you, and that's probably true. However, we expand and we shift and we change, right? So there could have been I feel like this crystal was like pointing right to that card. Just slowly saw that on my left. There's a beautiful paradox of that within of this connection separation. When you're so sovereign and autonomous in your own energy and you know who you are and you cannot be moved and you cannot be hooked, it actually opens you up to more connection, ironically, paradoxically, because now you're free. You're actually free to move about. You think, oh, I'm free of these people, but you're actually free of being hooked by these people. So now you can actually be around them more. This is that energy of like, you hear some people say or report, I never wanted to be around my parents. They're just, crotchety and really negative and really difficult to be around and really controlling. But then they say as my parents got older, I didn't want to lose time with them, and so I ended up kind of spending more time with them, but just it doesn't bother me as much, like I'm not as hooked much. But what's actually probably happening is as the parents got older, so did this individual, and the individual probably had an awakening. They probably realized over time how to become unhookable, and so they're able to actually be around difficult people if that's your choice. You don't have to. I'm by no means telling you that in this new version of you, you're going to, start talking to people who have, terrorized or been caused you to have traumatic things. There are certain relationships that you never have to interact with ever again, period. They just leave it in the past. But then I'm talking about that you will just have more freedom where you're like, you know what, I used to not go out to these events because I didn't want to see so-and-so there, but now I feel so free and light and above it all. You kind of ascend above it that you just kind of see it as humorous, if anything. You're like, oh gosh, aren't they just like, full of piss and vinegar, like anyways, and you go back to what you're doing. You kind of just observe and you don't react. It's how like if you're this is so funny, they're showing me, how animals observe, like if you have a cat or even if you've seen a bird, but say you understand cats, they will just sit and stare at you. Like it's just like they just stare at you, and they're observing, like they're literally like they're not taken by your energy. They're not affected. They're very unaffected. That's the other word. You're very unaffected by other people's energy. And so you can kind of be around and in more places. And I feel like it opens you up to more connection, because as you do go into these places and spaces where maybe you're a little bit more open, even if you're not open to certain individuals, like you're not deepening those connections. It's just that you may be in a room or maybe, say at the most, obvious example, dating. You just open yourself up to the dating pool, even energetically. You open your heart to love. It doesn't mean you're going to entertain every single energy that comes your way or who approaches you, but just because you're unhookable, your heart is more open, and that allows you to meet someone who is aligned and harmonious for you and worthy of that deep, intimate connection with you. When I say worthy, I mean in alignment with you, because I believe everyone is worthy in the sense that we're all eternal souls, but I mean not everyone is behaving in a manner that you would decide that's what worth your time and attention, right? That's what I mean when I say worthy. I don't mean anybody is like less than. So okay, we've got this new version of you emerging that's so far unhookable and so far open to deepening relationships. This can also be friendships. Like if you've never had that really deep, like have you been watching Summer House? I don't watch a lot of TV at all, like minimal amounts. But for some reason, I like to watch Summer House in the summer, just because I feel like it's a vibe. It's like a light. It usually is a light. If you're watching this season, it's not been light, but it's usually like a very light, a bunch of friends having fun. There's low toxicity typically. It's just kind of like something easy breezy to watch. This season, there's been drama, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. If you watched the last reunion, I was watching Maya talk to Sierra, and Sierra talked to Maya, and I was like, my heart was just glowing for that sisterhood that they had. I was like, you know what? God bless these two beautiful flipping goddesses, because their connection is so pure, and like how they have KJ's back too. I won't get into it if you don't know what I'm talking about, but it's very rare that you see on television authentic displays of like true love and having someone's back, like love for each other. Like, because this is friendship I'm talking about. None of these people are romantically connected, they're just friends. And it literally it made watching, and I was like, you know what, maybe that's why I'm here to watch this, because I'm not into the toxic stuff that was happening, you know, live and let live. Like, it's not my thing. I don't love viewing it, but I can view it and be unmoved. But I was, you know, getting moved. I was like, what? But anyways, we won't get into that. But I was there for that moment, watching them display having each other's back and that friendship and that genuine love. Maybe you've never had a friendship like that. Maybe that type of Sierra Mia love is coming in. Is it Maya or Mia? I can't remember now that I'm of watching it. Let's move on. It gives me such a happy feeling. Okay, what else is emerging? Oh, so by the way, this could also be just flat out romantic love. My guide started to talk about, or your guide started to talk about friendship, but then they were like, hold on a second. This can also be love. La 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 love. If you have been wanting romantic love, or if you're a singer, you must be here, because I always sing when there's a singer here or a musician. Or if your current relationship is something that was wonderful and beautiful or harmonious once, and it's just become a little bit of like a dead plant energy, that could be reblooming. If that's something that you want, that can always rebloom. If you have a love that appears unalive and you want it to be alive, that can happen. Just please know that love can heal and breathe life back into anything. You gotta love yourself first though. But let's talk more about the energy that is emerging. This deck. Oh, there's gotta be singers and musicians here. I always just start, or you have an ancestor who was a singer or a musician, because then when it's transmitted through me, it comes through very musical. I'm sorry that my voice is what it is, but that is how it's coming through me. Okay. What else for group 2? About who and how is this newest, upgraded, most spiciest version of them, the truest expression, the biggest amount of their truest self that they have yet to experience here on this earth plane. What is that gonna feel like? Oh, they wanted me to take this one. Oh. Don't go chasing waterfalls. That always comes in my head when I see this card, the waterfall. Inner power, unbridled confidence, claiming your place. Let me put that right under the sun, aka the confidence card, aka shining like a bright ray of yellow golden goddessness. Claiming your place. Friend, when I tell you that the newest version of you emerging is a badass baddie, okay? You're like, I'm seeing heels, I don't know why. It's definitely not me, because I can never wear a heel. You're like, that energy of like click, click, clackety, clack, like you're like the Pinterest people who are just radiating like confidence and just knowing yourself and so sure of yourself. And you're here to play, but you're not here to play. You know what I'm saying? You're just so like, listen, I am here, I am doing it, I am loving my life, and you're just like, boom, in any moment, you're straight to what it is that you want. You walk in a room, all the heads turn, because your energy is like a ball of fire. Like, this pile's on fire. That, like, this girl is on fire. There's a lot of song references coming out. Is it This Girl Is on Fire? Is that Alicia Keys? That one I think I know. Yeah, the energy of this pile is This Girl Is on Fire. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But that Alicia Keys song, This Girl Is on Fire, that's the energy of the song. Go look up those lyrics because that is encompassing your whole energy. Like, dang. Okay. Your confidence, you feel powerful. This energy that's emerging, I see a lot of you starting your own businesses and becoming your own boss because I keep seeing people in suits with high heels. Like, it doesn't have to be woman, it can be whatever gender, but that's just the energetic image they're giving me of like, what's that show? I've never seen it, but there's some new show that I read about where it's like a bunch of female lawyers and they start this firm. It's giving that energy. Like I said, I don't watch much TV, so I actually don't know what that is, but I'm seeing it. Like, I must have seen it and I'm seeing that. Okay, what else for group 2? You're becoming unhookable. Your inner confidence is shining. You're finding connections that are just so fulfilling that you literally came here for. Baby steps. Oh my gosh, I hardly ever get this card. Action. Yeah, action for sure. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Okay, I saw a quote earlier and I knew it was for this moment because they told me they would tell me when, and it's for this. It's a Rumi quote. It's very popular and it says... no, I don't remember what it is. No, I'll get it. Something about as you step, the way appears. The way doesn't appear before you. Okay, hold on. Let me get my guys to give it to me because I know you guys know what it is. As soon as I probably said it, you were like, as I step on the way appears. I think that's it, or something like that. As I step on the way appears. Basically what this card is saying, follow your intuition before it makes sense. Action. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes the path is not clear until you just start to step forward. There was a very similar reading to this in the last one I posted. You could be from there, where I said you don't always have to know exactly what to do. You don't always have to have full clarity. Sometimes it's not clear which is the way. So just go down that path, go down that trail a little bit, and it will become clear. This is not the one for me, or this is the one for me. Either you'll feel that excitement and interest, or you'll be like, whoa, I'm gonna go back and take the other trail. And either way, it's fine. You don't always have to know, okay, let me line up everything, let me do my pro and con list, let me understand. Sometimes the way appears as you move on the way. That's what I feel like, this new energy. You're so confident that you no longer wait for things. Of course, you tune in, you listen to your intuition. That's how you know. But you may not know everything about that path. You may just feel called to do, I mean, often, not you may, often that's what happens with intuition. It's like you get the small nugget. I always say to Spirit, like, you guys breadcrumb us all the time. They breadcrumb, like in Hansel and Gretel. They leave little pieces. Come over here, come over here, come over here. And then all of a sudden you have a whole trail. But you very rarely get the whole path. And let me tell you why. You can't know, nobody can know, even not Spirit in most cases, because everything is fluid. So something can shift. Yes, there can be big picture, like destiny fated things where you're like, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna meet this person, but you could meet that person in 1,000 different ways. You dig? It's not so rigid. It's so fluid. So they can't give you the next breadcrumb until they know which path you chose. Oh, she went to the left. Okay, so now we're gonna have to make sure, we're gonna guide her here. Oh, he chose this, so now we're gonna guide him there. Like, that's gonna insert into that timeline. It's super like thready and like moving and energetically entangled, right? But you can still have your authentic, the point is your authentic expression within those unlimited timelines. So you just, in this new energy, they're just showing me how you're just like, you just know, and you've just realized you're in control in that sense, and you don't want to, you no longer have to wait. You don't sit around saying, okay, well, I think I would like to do this in my 5-year plan. You're like, oh, I just got an idea to call this friend, calling them. Oh, I just got an idea to post to this platform, posting. Oh, I just got an idea to reach out to this brand. reaching out. Oh, I just got an idea to talk to this fellow or lady that I just saw at this, talking to them. You just are so led by your intuition. You are like, I just keep saying on fire in a good way. Like you're very wands energy. This is very wands energy. You could resonate with wand energy. Okay, let's get you another card. What else do you want to tell group 2 about them that's emerging? Okay, I can say this. It's just a sticky topic. They said to me beauty. Now, I don't love talking about this stuff in readings because sometimes it's very triggering for people. I think, oh, it's just, who cares about the physical and blah, 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 blah. Beauty is, way more than skin deep, right? It's like your soul can be beautiful. But they're also showing me physical beauty. They're showing me that if you've ever kind of wanted to have that like glow up moment or like that, like where you're just like, you know what, I finally have the time and energy and confidence to express myself in not a particular aesthetic, in an aesthetic that is particular to you, your authentic expression, whatever beauty means to you, where you feel like you're shining, where you feel radiant, you feel like you're glowing, you feel like you're the most authentic expression of you, and like the beauty is radiating out from your soul, from your eyes. That's what I'm talking about. It's the confidence. That's where the beauty is coming from. It's the authentically knowing who you are and moving in your own skin and in space like you. And no one else can be you. I see that coming out where like you're passing mirrors and you're like, hello, gorgeous, but like not in a cocky, arrogant way, just because you never felt like that before. I see you in past being like, not wanting to look in mirrors, or even if you are like objectively beautiful, it's just something about you've not felt like you wanted to shine or be seen. This could heavily have to do with not wanting to be seen. You could have felt the world was unsafe and that's why you don't want to be seen. But that's shifting. You start to feel energetically sovereign and protected and invincible, and so you start to come into your own skin more and you start to shine, literally like the sun. There's a lot of yellow energy I'm seeing around you. You could have a lot of yellow in your auric field when you're emerging into this new energy. You got answer the call. Wow, that's a big card. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? And you had from another deck this action, follow your intuition before it makes sense, and this from another deck, claiming your place. This has heavily to do with you literally stepping into your power and your energy. No longer letting other people dictate your role, what you're going to wear, who you're going to be, how you're going to talk, what you're going to do. What I don't know why that got so annoying so fast, but I heard it. But no more of that annoying energy. It's going to be like Phoenix from the Ashes, Sunflower. Those two things could resonate for you also. I'm seeing as signs from spirit, and you're going to be like, this is my moment. I am emerging. I actually know exactly what I want to do. Actually, Spirit has a message for you. Spirit has a message for you. Are you ready? They're specifically saying to some of you, my darling love. This might be an ancestor because ancestors come up through with darling a lot. You actually do know what to do. Because they can see you saying, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Tell me what to do. Show me a sign what to do. They're saying you actually do know what to do. In your heart, you know what to do. The only thing that's stopping you from moving forward is fear about what others will think and having to move out of your comfort zone to follow that thing and actually just doing it. Just taking the step to just do it. Because sometimes we get the strangest intuitive impulses and we actually hold ourselves back from doing them because they seem so odd. But really, it's your soul being like, no, like specifically this. Like you might just get a random thought in your head, like of a product, like this tea or like this whatever protein bar, I don't know, and you're just like, why would I, like, that's random, I don't even eat protein bars, I don't even drink tea. Meanwhile, it's leading you down this whole path, right? And it's just like, why don't we let ourselves go? It happens to me all the time, trust me. But they're showing me specifically for you There's some intuitive nudge, like either to move here. I don't know if it's a huge thing. For some of you, it's a big thing. Some of you, it's like a medium to small thing, like rearrange your furniture, for example. That's a big one they're showing me. And you're like, why would I like bother doing that? Why would you bother doing that? It will change your whole energetic vibe, friend. Like feng shui is not nothing for nothing. It's like, it's based on something really powerful, and like that actually makes a lot of sense. Have you ever moved your furniture around? It will change the whole energy. You will see things completely differently. It changes your neural pathways. Wow, they're really amped up on you moving your furniture around. Um, for example, it's something like that where you're like, it just seemed inconsequential. Nothing is inconsequential. Trust me. Not even how I'm probably mispronouncing that word. Okay, we're going to get a little bit from this deck for you, Alchemy of Spirit, that I didn't get for anybody else yet. You're only group 2, obviously, so I didn't get it for group 1 is probably more accurate to say. I just want you to feel special, because you are special. You got the stairs. Oh, there's 2 there. That's what I wanted. You got the stairs. You might have got this in another reading that I did. And the mountain. Card 1 and card 2. Oh, how synchronistic. You got card 1, the stairs, and card 2, the mountain. I'm not going to read you the whole things, but I am going to read... Pause, they said. They want to read your main card now. Now is the time. Now is the time, and the time is ripe. Sun. I just heard Christensen. If that's somebody's name, then there's a message here for you. Okay, where's this card? Okay, I also heard Sophia. Oh! What the heck? Did you guys see that on the camera? I heard Sophia and then I turned... Wait, is one of the piles Sophia? Oh my gosh, one of the piles is Sophia. Okay, I didn't clue on that. You may be like, lady, how do you not know that? But I don't, like, it's hard to explain. If you're a card reader or channeler, sometimes it just goes way out of your head and then, like, you don't, like, remember facts. Anyway, I heard Sophia and then they went like this, Sophia, 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 because I wasn't going to say it. So then I said Sophia, and then I realized, and then I turned the page and I realized I was on the Sophia page, and then I realized from the image that I pulled that card, so maybe you have messages in that pile, or maybe that's your name or one of your ancestors' names. Let's leave it at that. Okay, your card reads, in summer, when the sun is at its highest path in the sky, the rose is at its fullest. Her fragrance is sweet and the fruit is still to come. In this oracle, the sun represents life force energy, vitality, confidence, success, positivity, delight, and the sheer joy of life. After it's left the fertile darkness of the soil, aka your past incarnation so far, the future rose begins reaching towards the light of the sun, which then plays its part in nourishing the rose as it reaches for its potential bloom. And it does this for us too. One of life's greatest blessings is to feel the warmth of the sun on our face. That's so funny. I said that in pile 1. To drink in the golden nectar of what life has for us and to take a moment to bask in being alive. A lot of you are either in the public eye or going to be in the public eye. I'm really seeing you like in a spotlight. This is your invitation, if that's what you want. This is your invitation to relish your aliveness, to embrace your joyfulness, to enjoy the simple things in life, to make time to play, to be grateful for your body, to acknowledge the wondrous life force energy that's woven through all of life, to remember your soul had a dream and your life is it. This is a wondrous card that heralds a time of playfulness, enjoyment, and bliss. The sun can also represent your inner child and be an invitation. Have some fun. Have you been all work and no play lately? Is your inner child longing to run free? What can you do to enjoy the simple things in life? When we allow ourselves the space to play, problems that were once unsolvable find solutions. And I'll tell you why. Because the frequency of a problem is low and dense, right? In most cases, the frequency of like a riddle, for example, would be higher. The frequency of fun is high, very high, fast moving, not dense energy at all. It's expansive, it's imaginative, it's pure joy. So the frequency of a solution is up there where fun is. So that's why when you let go and just have fun and you just kick up your heels for one night and you're just like, let me just stop worrying about this, stop stressing about this, just go with my friends, just go take myself on a date, just go do whatever in my house if I'm not a social person that I consider fun. Like, I'll just have a pure like club here by myself. I just turn on my Alexa's, like I say Alexa, like play like happy dance music, and then I like turn on the lights and I just like so I totally rock out dancing all over the house, like on the couch. I jump all around, I run in circles. You know, I probably last like 10 minutes. And then I'm like huffing and puffing, but my God, is that fun. So you do whatever is fun to you, but you're moving into this literal sun energy of just, you're the embodiment of a sun. Like, people are probably going to start saying to you as you move into this energy, you shine so bright, or like you literally shine, like your face looks like it's glowing, or people might have started to say this to you, which means that you're already moving into this energy. Let's touch on briefly the stairs and the mountain. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I just want to read the little. Okay, so the stairs is about life giving you an opportunity for a new beginning. And exactly what we said. As you move on the way appears. Don't wait for the perfect moment, life will pass you by. That's literally what it says. Go at your pace, take the first step, take it one step at a time. Would you accept the call to this adventure? So this is starting a new chapter, beginning anew, starting fresh, which is major energy here in your world. Like I said, we're not going to go over all of the things that you're coming out of, all of the storms. I can see them. You definitely been up close and personal with them, so you don't probably need me to talk on them once more. And the mountain is about look for the gift in the challenge. Oof, it says, you know within your heart, you must travel into the unknown right now. You must lose yourself and move away from your comfort zone. I spoke on that to break free. You don't need a big plan or an answer for everything. It literally says, trust the path will appear as you start to move, which is another way of saying, as you step on the way appears, which is that Rumi quote they gave me to tell you in your reading. Take the first step and then the next step and so on. Focus on one obstacle ahead of you, not the entire mountain. This says literal baby steps. Okay. You're finding your path. You're finding your path. This new you that's emerging is you finding exactly what you would call your purpose. Your purpose is literally just expressing your own self and your own soul in whatever way that expresses here. It can be in a traditional role. It can be in no role at all. It can be in a million different roles. It literally is whatever your soul says it wants to do, came here for. Literally no right answer. There's literally no right answer. It's whatever your answer is. Doesn't that feel better? Doesn't that feel more expansive? You cannot get it wrong because it's in you. How can you get something wrong that only you know? Right? I just gave me a picture of Yoda just going with his hands out like, right? Maybe you've been stressing about that, but this new you that's emerging, trust me when I say you start here. Your guys are so strong. This is what they're telling you. You have homework. They've never given homework recently that I can recall anyway, and that has been years. Your homework is to begin without editing, judgment, hesitation, to follow your intuition on the small things. Start with the small things. If you get like I'm saying follow your intuition. I'm saying use discernment and make sure it's your intuition. Don't like eat something that's not safe or something like that. I'm saying the things that you know are right for you, that you're intuitively getting a nudge on, as long as they're safe. And I just have to say that because I'm on YouTube. Follow your intuition in the small things. If you get a nudge to text a friend, text them. Don't question it. If you get a nudge to go make yourself, your favorite meal, go make it. If you feel You get a nudge to watch a certain video, watch it, listen to a song, listen, like start to listen. I'm telling you, you will get an intuitive nudge thousands of times a day. We just ignore most of them. Now, how you know if something's an intuitive nudge or if you're picking up something from the field, you have to be self-aware. You have to be aware of your state of being and what frequency you're at. You don't have to know your specific like frequency, like hertz or whatever they're called. I don't even know what they're called on my channel. It's called Frequency Intuitive. You don't have to know the name of the frequency. I don't even know if they all have names, but to my knowledge, there's too many. There's a blur. Like there's not, you can't even like define it. But anyway, it's like the rainbow, like the colors blur. But you have to be self-aware to know what's your intuition and what's something you're picking up from the field, right? So for example, if you're in a low frequency, which means how you know is by how you feel. Your emotions tell you where you are vibrating energetically. If you don't feel good, you feel anxious, depressed, sad, just overwhelmed, despair, discouraged, that's not the time to listen to too many intuitive nudges unless they feel like they're pulling you up the ladder. Does this make sense? If it feels like relief, because you will always get downloads from your guides regardless of the frequency you're in. They're just gonna feel different. It has to feel better, like you're climbing up the emotional ladder. So if you're feeling like in despair and you get the intuitive nudge, watch this comedy, you know what I mean? It's probably because it's trying to pull you up into, discouragement or apathy. And then from apathy, you might go for a walk. Do you feel me? And then you go for a walk and then you're in contentment or peace. But from despondency, you probably would not have taken the recommendation to go for the walk because it's too big of a leap. You'd be like, no, I'm not going outside. I'm not putting on clothes. No, right? But once you watched the comedy lifted your mood because humor will lift your mood. So it lifted your frequency. And when I say mood, I mean frequency. Like they're pretty much one and the same. It just depends what you're talking about. But in humans, mood is frequency. Your mood indicates what frequency you're at. So if the comedy lifts your spirits, then you feel you hear to go for a walk. You take the advice, you go for the walk, you feel better. So once you feel better, if you can say, I feel pretty good, then you can pretty much trust that into those intuitive nudges, because now you're at a frequency resonant with your higher self and you can hear your guides more clearly. When you're in a lower frequency, it's just muddier. It's like a darker, unclear energy, and you might not be able to trust that. Like for example, if you're in a breakup and you think you get an intuitive nudge, oh my gosh, I should text my ex, but it's just your ego trying to like soothe your pain, right? So it's like, oh, okay, that wasn't my intuition, that was just me trying to, feel better, which, if it felt better, it just might feel only better temporarily, right? But anyway, we're getting too much into that. You have to learn how to tune into your inner world. It is different for everybody. I'm just giving you my personal experience, but those are some tips that you can use. It's not an exact science. You have to learn to be fluid within it and go with the flow. Sometimes you will not understand why you were led to something. Sometimes you will just not understand until your life review, like, oh, I thought I followed my intuition and it led me to a negative, in quotation, things, right? That we call something negative. And then you realize it was all part of this huge master, weaving thing that you were a part of and wanted to take part of. And then it's like, oh, now I see how I had to have been there that day, even though I perceived that as negative. Does that make sense? So that's your homework, is to start to follow your intuition on even the small things, because the more you do that, the more you'll start to trust your intuition and the guidance you get from your spirit team, because you'll start to see how it makes sense. Like even if you're like I look at the straight, my guides, oh, they help me so much. Like they help me on the smallest things. Like they will literally be like, don't call right now, like that type of thing, or like order this now, and I'm like, why? And then I order it, and then the next day I see sold out. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. So the more you trust those little things, the more you're going to have this joy and pleasure of seeing how satisfying it is when you realize why you were given that intuitive nudge, and then you trust yourself more. So as you build this trust, you will start to trust and build this confidence, and this new you that emerges, you're going to be so locked into your intuition, and you're going to have such a trust for that, that as you walk these stairs and you take these baby steps, you literally have 2 images showing steps, your confidence will continue to expand, literally like a sunflower opening to the sun, and it will be the fullest expression of you, and you will feel on point, you will feel on your purpose, you will feel good in your body, you will feel vital and alive, you will feel just at peace, at ease, and you will feel like you, because they're showing me this is difficult to say, but for some of you, you may have sometimes felt so overwhelmed at being here on earth that you've thought, I don't know why I'm here. I don't want to be here in this earth experience anymore. In this energy that you're stepping into and that you're embodying as you open that aperture and more of your authentic soul comes into this world, you will be having moments where you're like, oh my gosh, thank God I'm still here. Like, thank God I'm still here. I want to experience this as much as life can give me. I want to experience this feeling of fullness and of joy and of confidence and of passion and interest and these connections that I have with people, and this feeling of walking down a path that I don't know where it's going, but I know I'm being led there, and then watching it as it unfolds before me into this beautiful garden and seeing why I was led there, and watching this interest or this passion or this company I'm building or this relationship or whatever it is bloom and bloom and bloom. And it's very satisfying and deeply fulfilling. It's like this waterfall raining all down on you. It's powerful. Really, really powerful, detailed, intricate reading. Thank you so much for being here. I thoroughly enjoyed being in your sun energy of this new embodiment of what you're expanding into. I hope that this resonated for you and you enjoyed it as well. If you felt called to another group, I'll see you there shortly. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye! Hello, group 3. Thank you so much for being here for your reading about what is the upgraded version of you that is emerging. Now, this is again just like an aperture of a camera, more of the fullest expression of your true authentic soul's essence coming through. You're already upgraded, you're already all of that, but sometimes we have to unlearn and remember what we are not before we can emerge into the fullest expression of ourselves. So that's what this reading is about. You have come to the right place. Okay, now I am eventually going to read this card from the guidebook, but not right now. I need to sit in your energy a little bit longer so that when I read it, I'm not just reading the words, I'm getting the whole vibe. So let's get into your reading. But your card does say divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, and destiny. Very nebulous, one might say. This card, these two. Ooh, cleansing. Beautiful. You got cleansing, releasing the old, energetic tune-up, new beginnings. Yes, energetic tune-up is the phrase for the upgraded version of you that's emerging. Maybe I'll use that for the title. That's great. You're getting an energetic tune-up. Oh, you got immerse yourself, training, learning, new hobbies and passions. Oof, I love that energy. That's like a Page of Swords energy. Okay. And I would also even give that Page of Cups with all this water here. So the new you that's emerging is literally like standing under source shower, and all of the old trauma, heaviness, unworthiness, feelings of not being enough, feelings of not belonging, feelings of not understanding, it all washes off of you. You come to an energetic tipping point where you're at a threshold and you're able to step through that doorway into that energy. Sometimes we just can't step into that energy until we're ready to step into that energy. It's literally like a cumulative timing thing. It's literally like coming to a point on our path where that's what the next part of the path becomes. And it sounds like you're going to be diving deep into some passions. That's exciting. Learning new things. Maybe you're starting a new business, a new platform, new projects. Maybe it's just fully new hobbies that you don't even want to monetize or need to monetize or have the desire to monetize. Whatever it is, whether it's monetized or not, you're starting some sort of passion project, something that literally keeps you up at night and gets you up in the morning. That type of energy where you're like, I got this idea, I got that idea. You're so creatively activated. You're like, just can't get enough. And you're learning and you're interested and you're studying things and you're research things, but it's not a heavy energy. It's light, it's yellow, it's bold, it's vivacious energy. It's effervescent, that energy. Okay, what else do you want for group 3? This deck. I heard in from out in the cold. You're in from out in the cold. Coming into the warmth of life. New beginnings for sure is here. Starting something new, a new path, a new energetic path. Even if your entire life stays exactly the same, you're on a new energetic path. Okay, the 2 cards that came out from the crystal deck are Intention, card 4, Moss Agate, and Heart Chakra. Oh yeah, Heart Chakra, big time. Intention. Beautiful. We'll get into that in a second. And card 3, oh, Expression. It's held, oh, Flower Agate. Not us having a whole Flower Agate parade here. Okay, you got Throat Chakra and Heart Chakra. They're not all chakra cards. Something that you're going to be expressing from your heart, a passion. Very tuned into spirit, this group. You're very communicating from a higher place, like it says, intelligence within, divine plan, destiny, and you're bringing something through you down to earth in this new version of you, this energetic upgrade, this energetic tune-up, as it says. There's something that's in your heart that you want to express. It's a passion. You're learning something new. You're literally learning something new as you release something old. So it literally could feel like you stepped out of one life and into another life, like between worlds energy. You could feel like, I can't believe I used to do that. I used to be a whatever, and now I do this. It's that type of very like obvious change. I don't know what spurned it on. It could have been some sort of big life change that spurned this on. Oh, they're ready to read your card now. We got you, Sophia. This could be your name or a name that's meaningful for you. That could be why you chose it. Maybe an ancestor. Okay, Sophia is the Greek word meaning wisdom. Sophia is thought to have been a force present at the time of creation and is often presented as a woman. This turns our patriarchal understanding of a sole male god responsible for creation on its head. In the Bible's book of Proverbs, Sophia says, I was present at the beginning of creation, participating at the side of the Lord in the work of creation. Many scholars and art historians believe that the female figure beside God in Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling is a representative of Sophia. I got like the most intense goosebumps as I was reading that. That seems like such a random sentence to get goosebumps on. Many scholars and art historians believe that the female... Are you the scholar or art historian? I felt like just such intense resonance. Beside God in Michelangelo's... It's possible Michelangelo's energy is present. I know that sounds wild, but that's just how non-physical energy works. When you mention someone who's passed the veil, sometimes, most of the time, their energy will present, kind of where they're summoned. kind of like that, not exactly like that. So it's possible Michelangelo was just here. I know it sounds crazy, but that just is what it is. I'm not trying to be like sensationalize it. It's just, that's just possible that's why I got the goosebumps, because of the resonance of what I was reading. Sistine Chapel, okay, the philosopher Rudolf Steiner believed that the ancient Egyptian mother goddess Isis was an incarnation of her. Oh, interesting. The galaxy overlapping the spiral of the rose on this card is a mystical representation of Sophia as holder of the divine plan. The intelligence that tells the rose when to open and how the planet to spin also exists within you. This card brings with it a message. Trust the intelligence that brought you here. Have faith that the blueprint of your destiny is already known. Wait, didn't I? Oh, I haven't done it yet, but you won't know that. But I wrote down the notes from my guides about what to call this reading before I started filming. And one of them was like your blueprint for this upgrade, or your blueprint for this expansion. And then I just read that. That's cool. I probably will make sure that I use that then. So have faith that the blueprint of your destiny is already known, like your soul path, your soul intentions. What secret dreams do you have? That makes me think of this new hobby's passions, friend. What are you being called to say yes to create? That makes me think of this expression, friend. Sophia embraces the cosmos. She holds the blueprint of creation. No person or thing is left out. Call upon her to guide you. Rest in the intelligence that exists within your cells. Trust that you know what to do. You have the blueprint within. Allow the seeds of your destiny to guide you. And there's a transmission here. The transmission says, I trust in the divine plan, activate the intelligence within my cells, and unlock and act on my most expansive destiny now. Damn, you might want to screenshot that and repeat it a couple times. That was powerful. I got goosebumps on that too. Okay, so this is about nothing too great, just stepping into your entire destiny. I mean, the whole thing is your destiny, right? Like, you've been on your path the whole time. It's just, this is one part of it now. You're opening the chapter, the part of the book, the magic part. They're showing me like a secret book with a lock on it, and you're unlocking like the part in the magic book that it's like, okay, now this is the part you're going to start. So let me tell you, you must know what this is within your heart. You either have a niggling, a nudge, or a complete knowing. Depends where you are on the spectrum. You're either like, I think it's that. I've been getting things about that, but I don't know if I should. Or you're like, I know what it is. I'm already signed up for the course. I'm doing the studying. I'm getting the qualifications if you need stuff like that. I'm starting the website. I'm starting the platform. I'm doing it as we speak. This is about expressing from your heart through your throat chakra. You are learning something new. Could be through your hands. It's something that you're fired up about. That is a true passion. And let me tell you, you're a lucky ducky if you get to do something that like makes you come alive like that. And it's definitely something new. It's definitely something new because you have new beginnings. Okay, what else can we get for you here? And you're not going to be afraid to express, because they're showing me that some of you are worried because you're like, I'm not a public speaker, or I'm not like good at communicating, or I'm not. You'll be fine. Be yourself. Even if you stutter, if you don't make sense, if you go around in circles, if you twist your words, it doesn't matter, because more and more people are starting to tune in to energy. They can read the energy, especially, I'm betting, your audience. I'm betting your audience is on the same frequency as you. So those people, they will feel your authenticity. They will feel your vulnerability, and they will respect it, and they will resonate with it, and they will respond positively to it. Trust me. Okay, you're going to have the occasional person, whatever. That's not your audience. Let them, flush out. But I'm talking about the people who your work is for. Those are your people. They will hold you. They will hold space for you. Just like you guys here hold space for me. Like, I understand I'm not a traditional reader. And I tried sometimes to be a traditional reader. And it's exhausting to not be in your own flow. I can't hold out of my authenticity consistently enough. And so you're going to find people like this. People who resonate with you. Even if it's not the typical, that's what's going to make it shine. Just, you have to trust me on this. Trust your guides on this. Do not worry about being able to express yourself. You do not have to take courses on confidence and how to speak, and you can if you want, but you don't have to do that, because you are you, and the way that you speak and communicate is you. If English is not your first language, do you know how much I love to hear people where English is not their first language? I don't know what it is. I find it so soothing to listen to that type of kind of mixed vocab where they kind of go in and out of different languages, or they say different English words differently, it's like it stimulates my mind. Like I feel like I'm listening more actively than when someone's just kind of droning on about something in English and you're like, oh, I already know what they're going to say. Do you know what I mean? So there's something about the way that you communicate is very beneficial. So don't try to change it too much. That could be what's holding you up, but I really would not try to change that too much. Look at some like very famous people who, whatever it is that's unique about them, that's what, brought them the recognition and success. So there's something here about same for you. I'm just saying speaking because there's throat chakra, but that could be however you express. Like maybe you're not comfortable with your appearance, or maybe you're not comfortable with your platform, or maybe you're not comfortable with your presentation skills or the way that you create things. Like, trust me, there's an audience for everything. That's why my channel is called Frequency Intuitive, because you resonate with people on your frequency. So you're going to find the people on your frequency who resonate with where you are at that point. You don't have to get all the way to the top and then start expressing yourself. Do you know what I mean? Just trust me. Trust me from someone who's been through it. Okay, what else for group 3? I heard Sophia in a song. It went like Sophia. I don't know what that is, but that could be a message for somebody. Here's your card. Oh, starseed, what lights you up? You could be a starseed. You may know this about yourself. You may not know this about yourself, but you probably from a different galaxy, bruh. But if that's you, you're definitely in the right place. But what lights you up? This is what your whole thing is about. New beginnings, heart chakra, passions, hobbies, training, learning, expression, wisdom. What lights you up is the key to everything. And here's what trips people up. The new you that's emerging, you stop caring. What trips people up from following what lights them up is that the thing that lights you up probably seems weird, and we worry. We filter everything through outside perspectives, right? And that's even I was talking to my guides about this, if you're interested, the other day, about how I have the comments closed, but that's at the recommendation of my guides, and I still have not got the go ahead to open them, and I don't know if I ever will, because I was talking to them about it. Because sometimes I miss communicating with you guys, and they keep telling me you're still telepathically communicating with them. So what does it matter if you use words? So I know they're trying to teach me a lesson, and I get it, but it's a great lesson, and they're completely right. But one thing they said was, think of how much you filtered to when the comments were open. Because when the comments are open, it's not so much that I care about what people think or are going to say. It's that I'm more actively aware that I'll be able to, like, I read the energy, right? And so for an energy reader, it can be almost too influencing, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but like, I can predict the outcome. So then, like you psych yourself out. It's almost like reverse psychology. Like I'll be like about to say something, and then I'll see you commenting on it, like in a different timeline, like you haven't yet, but I see that you would. And then I'll like not say it. Do you know what I mean? And so they're like, for that reason, you're so much less censored. Not that I'm saying anything that requires censorship, but I'm just so much less censored to the potential like timeline outcomes. Because it's like it's a safe container. It's contained. And then you guys are holding the space of that container with your openness and your beautiful energy and your everything that you bring to this. So the thing about what lights you up is try to think, what would you do? I always give this advice. What would you do if you didn't know anybody here on earth? Say you're just here and you don't know anybody. Say you're just like completely alone. Would you not do whatever you want? It's only because we filter everything through, well, what would my best friend say? What would my partner say? What are my parents going to say? Even if you don't consciously do it, subconsciously, we hold ourselves back and we filter things because we think, oh, I can't take that up because my partner's going to make fun of me. Or I can't take that up because my best friend's going to be like, why are you doing that? Like, just stop telling people things. I'm telling you, you do not owe anybody information about your life, my friend. This is a misnomer that social media, in my opinion, that I'm not on except for this platform, has made us believe. We start to think if we're going to do something, we're at some point going to have to say it on a social platform. You do not. You do not. You do not have to, you do not owe people the details of your internal world. You do not. You do not. You are allowed to have things just for you. It is not omission. It is not hiding things. People may take it that way, but that's their projections. You are allowed to have a sacred space for yourself, my friend. So whether you want to be on a public platform with this or not, if it's something like that you're like, even maybe when you begin it, maybe you don't want to tell people about it. That is okay. If it ever comes out, or when you come out with it, or if you decide to and you have to explain, the true people who know your heart, you can say to them, listen, this was in the beginning stages and I did not feel comfortable sharing it until I had my stability because I was nervous about it, or because I was worried about how it would look, or just be vulnerable and open, or because I thought people would try and tear me down, or because I thought people would make fun of it, or whatever the reason. You can just say, I just wanted something for myself while I explored this and I didn't know if I was going to be able to be public with it. The people who will truly have your back and who love you will not have a single issue with that. Trust me. If someone has an issue with that, you may need to have a truth moment about if that person really is for you, because that's about them feeling a way about themselves. That has nothing to do with you. Let me just say that. So what lights you up if you're not editing yourself? That's the question here. And then how do you want to express that through? This is what you're emerging into. That can go into every level and field of your life. That can go into how you conduct yourself in relationships, your preference, how you eat food, your preference, how you move your body, how you dress, how you wear your hair, how you express yourself, how you speak, what you do for work, if you choose to work, if you choose to call it work, what you do on your free time, what type of friends you have, what type of car you drive. That, what lights you up, goes through everything in your life, and you should feel lit up by every aspect of your life. And if you don't, that's the energy that you're emerging into. You're going to start to define, isolate, and identify what lights you up in every aspect of your life, and you're going to start implementing it and integrating it into your life, into your routines, into your world, until it's this beautiful big pie of your preference and desires and expression of your true self. It's an expression of your heart and of through your throat. Excuse me. I started to yawn when I said that. Through your throat. Wow, that's big intense energy. I got real activated in there. I love that for you. Okay, what else do we want to tell group 3? Sophia. I don't know why I just did that. What did I just go? Sophia. Okay, sorry. If your name's Sophia and you weren't listening, sorry. I hope I didn't startle you. They just said that like that and I didn't have any awareness that they were going to say that, and it just startled me. So if your name's Sophia and you weren't paying attention, I hope you're paying attention now. I don't even know what I'm getting next here. Okay, what else for group 3? Sophia. What else tell us about this upgrade that is emerging. What is the blueprint for it? Nothing is yet set in stone. Okay, yes, mutable moon. Okay, mutable energy. This is a beautiful energy. It's not fixed. You're in a new beginning energy. Nothing is ever fixed, but sometimes we're in a more heavy, dense energy, right? Because have more momentum in something. You're in a beautiful void space, mutable moon. You can decide. If you think something's set in stone, apparently it's not. So if you think, oh, I've got to do this because I already said that I was going to, or I already signed up for that, you can change your mind. Babe, you can change your mind. If no one told you, you can change your mind as many times as you want. You have full permission from your higher self to change your mind as many times as you want. And if someone's trying to make you feel guilty for that, they're trying to control you. Sorry. Oh, you're very close to achieving your goal. Okay, beautiful. I love the colors. Like, it's not even like that deck is those colors. This deck is every color. And you kept getting this beautiful turquoise. Oh, that's your throat chakra. There. That's why. Okay. You're very close to achieving your goal. Now, this could be this training, learning new hobbies. You could be like very close to finishing something. Whatever it is, you're wrapping something up, and then you have this new beginning because you have gibbous moon. So something's coming to a close because you have releasing the old. So you're very close to something. Maybe you're like ending a relationship, moving out of a house that you just want to get out of, or a living situation, finishing schooling, finishing a job, working on a project and finishing up. You're very close to finishing something. I'm going to put that with that actually. And releasing the old. So if you're worried about that is going to be world energy. That's going to be coming to completion. But then you're moving into this new beginning energy. New beginning is void. It's full energy. It's you can make whatever you want. The canvas is fresh and clean, and you get to decide. You get to pick from your heart and express. Of course, there's other factors. Of course, it's like, do I have the money for that? And blah, 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 blah. But don't work from the end in mind. Work from your heart. Work from where it is you're being led to, and let the universe put the pieces into place. You would be surprised how the universe will put the pieces into place for you when you get your heart set on something. That is not a factor. It will move mountains to accommodate your true heart's desire, because you are part of this universe. Like it said, the intelligence is within you, and there's certain things that are your destiny. I'm getting called to get these moon cards for you. For group 3, ooh, I see you. Oh, there's 2 here. Okay, you got Moth. Yeah, it's the exact same card. Look at not the exact same card, but the exact same message as this cleansing. Moth, transformation, card 12, endings and beginnings. This cleansing card, releasing the old, new beginnings, soul growth. And, ooh, you got Rabbit. Abundance, prosperity, luck, and fertility. I had baby rabbits in my backyard. It brought me so much joy. They got stuck down the window well, and I had to like do a rescue mission without touching them, and I made them a little ramp for them to get out. This is how I realized I can talk to animals, because I didn't want to touch them, right? Well, I kind of already knew that because I talked to the birds, but I'd never talked to, well, I have actually talked to bunnies, but not in a long time. But this bunny is new at my new house. I never talked to this bunny. I only talked to the bunnies at my old house, and not about anything important like this. Just like, hey, how's it going? And this bunny, she had 5 babies, and she came right up to my house, which now I understand why. She actually came right up to this room. She birthed her babies on the other side of this room. Literally right. Oh yeah, this is the window well on the outside that they fell down, unfortunately. But they were fine. It's like very not deep. They were very fine and boisterous. But yeah, I just realized, my guide just showed me, she birthed the rabbits. She made her burrow right on the other side of this wall where we're sitting. So she felt the energy, y'all. And I guess she knew she would need my help. So then I go and sit on that back deck in the sun, as you guys know, to recharge. And I was sitting there, and I was like, I saw this like bundle of fur in the window well. In Canada, we have these like window wells in the basement, like of the windows. And I saw this little fur, and it was the 4 of the bunnies. I didn't know she had 5. So I was like, oh, maybe she put them down there, right? Because, like, how can I know what her intentions are? Maybe that's, like, safe. So I kind of, like, forgot about it. And then I was like, where is she? And then I looked it up, and it said that she would come back at dusk. So I waited until dusk. She came back, as the internet said, and she was waiting by the window well. That's when I saw there was a 5th bunny. That's when I realized she didn't put them down there on purpose. They must have fallen because they were so close to where they were born, or jumped down or something in their like gangliness, because the 5th bunny was up. So she fed the 5th bunny, like nursed the 5th bunny, but she didn't go down. She just looked down at the 4 bunnies. And then I looked that up on the internet, and the internet said that she won't go in an enclosed space because she'll protect. So if she goes into an enclosed space, she might not have enough room to jump. And I don't know if this is all true, but this is what the internet said. And I was like, oh my gosh, that means that they can't get out. So anyway, I didn't want to bother them because I don't know about touching wildlife and stuff. And so I kept poking my head out to check on her, and she just like talked to me. Like she literally was like staring at me into my soul, into my eyes. And she was like, mother to mother, get my babies out. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. Like, I was trying not to interfere. So she didn't say that out loud. Like, energetically, that's what I got from her telepathically. I was like, oh, I hear you. I heard that. So I went and got like this wooden ramp and I put it in there without touching the bunnies. And then they came out so that they were all together. That's my story for this rabbit card. They looked exactly like this. Abundance, prosperity, fertility, luck. Yeah. I was very lucky that I was there. You're moving into a very abundant time because as you follow your passions and what lights you up, that's magnetic, friend. Even if you didn't want money, it would come to you. Like, even if you didn't want, wealth, because wealth is like so much more than just money, it would find you. Because when you're in alignment with your true intentions and your higher purpose, you can't stop the goodness from matching that, right? Because you're in that frequency and you're in that energy of expansiveness, of authenticity, and that's a high vibrating frequency. And so everything like that is magnetically drawn to you. So you're going to be in this beautiful energy of releasing heavy things that no longer serve you. You're going to be shifting into this new life, immersing yourself in this beautiful new world of curiosity, of Page of Swords, Page of Cups energy, where you're learning, you're passionate, there's new things, you've got hobbies, you've got interests, there's things that light you up. It's a transformative time and you're stepping into this new beginning energy where you're in a void state. Nothing's set in stone. The only thing set in stone, so to speak, is in your heart chakra, where whatever's set there in your destiny, in your soul, that's what you start to express and bring forth from the ether, and you start to create it here in this 3D plane, whatever it is, whatever aspect of your life. It can be infused in so many aspects, not just your work, like I said. And this new version of you lives from that authentic truth and from that expression. I see you being very, very your head in books and studying things and researching things and trying things and learning things. And it's going to bring you a lot of abundance and prosperity and luck, as well as sense of fulfillment and self-satisfaction, like 100%. And it's just going to bring you a lot of success. Also, this other thing that's closing out, you're very close to achieving that goal. Very transformative energy, like you're stepping from one door through to another door, and you really deserve this. Like, you have been living under someone else's version of you for long enough, and this is you coming into, in every aspect, not just one thing. That's what they keep stressing. It's not just your job or like a passion. It's your passion in every area of your life. Like, you're like, no, this is how I want to cook my food. I want to have a whole freaking scenario. I want music playing. I want my favorite drink. I want to make a big meal, and then I want to really enjoy it and nourish my body. Or you're like, this is how I'm dressing. I'm spending an hour in the morning. I'm getting up early and I'm taking my time and I'm adorning myself with my oils and my perfume, and I'm doing my hair and I'm putting on my jewelry. Whatever it is that feels like right to you and like your soul. You're not doing it for anyone else. You're not doing it for social media. You're not doing it because you read it in a self-help book. You're doing it because you're like, this feels right to me, and I'm going to allow myself to go here and do this, whatever it is, and to whatever extent that it infiltrates in the best way possible your life. Like, it's going to be infused into your life, and you're gonna kind of be looking back thinking like, why was I doing that? Like, I never even enjoyed that like exercise, like type of exercise, or I never even enjoyed that type of food, or I never even enjoyed those TV shows. It's funny how many things, it's funny and scary how many things we do on autopilot because we just didn't have the time or the energy to really question them, or even sometimes it's just the awareness. Sometimes we just do things because that's what our parents did, and then all of a sudden we're like, wait a second. You see someone else doing something and it activates something within you, and you're like, I can dress however I want. I don't need to dress like this anymore. Like, if it's no longer in alignment with me. You can change your mind as many times as you want, and you can express yourself in as many different ways as you want. You do not need to pick an aesthetic, babe. You do not need to pick one aesthetic. You don't need to be like, oh, I'm sporty or I'm nature. You can be it all. You can be nature, queen, goddess, and then one day be like, you know what? I want to be like dark goddess energy, and I'm all black and some chains and red lips. Like, then do that day. Like, nothing is stopping you. Like, don't limit yourself. Okay, thank you so much for being here. They're concluding your reading. I really thoroughly enjoyed being in your energy. I hope that resonated and that you enjoyed your reading. And if you felt called to another group, I'll see you there shortly. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hello, you angel, you. Welcome to your reading, group 4. This is the Rose of Venus group, alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony, and we are finding out all about the blueprint to this new upgraded you that is emerging, which of course is always you. It's just that more of your soul's true essence is able to come through. You allow more of the fullness of that authenticity to come through. And what does that look like and feel like if you align with this group? Tell us, group 4. What is the upgraded them that is emerging? The fullest bloom of them. At this point, you will continue to expand on your path. Oh, you got King Tide. Gosh darn. This is like the King of Cups. Plenty, prosperity, receiving the fullness of life. It could also be, I guess, like the King of Pentacles. But it's all the kings in one. Plenty, prosperity, the fullness of life. Oh, sorry, my guys were telling me something. Something is also emerging like an actual manifestation, not just like a state of being, that you have made like hundreds of wishes about, or thousands, they're saying. Why won't this card stay down? Anyway, we don't know. Oh, there it is. Water codes. Ancient wisdom. Okay, intelligence is within you. This very similar message came out, I think, in group 3. It wasn't the same card though, but about the intelligence being within them. Ancient wisdom. The intelligence is within you for what? Oh, let me get this. Crystals. Oof, I have a little bit of a headache here. Sometimes that happens when there's a lot of information coming in or if there's a block. Yeah, I feel you're frustrated. I get it. I feel it. You feel stuck. You feel like there's just something that you're like, why won't this friggin' thing manifest? Like, what the hell? Like, it's to the point of like almost absurdity now. Like, you just don't understand. There is divine timing. I know you don't want to hear that and you might be clicking off. If this has to do with a love, bringing love in some aspect, like fertility or spiritual counterpart, it does have to do with divine timing. I don't know how else to tell you this. There's certain things that person is getting, like they could be completely in another relationship right now and you know what I mean, and they are making their way out of that, or with divine timing for childbirth, obviously that's like mega. When the soul incarnates, they have their own path and it can't be forced or rushed, right? You just have to be there as the vessel when it comes through. But you can give yourself a lot of peace of mind while you're waiting on these things. You can give yourself a lot of peace of mind because you're never waiting. It's exactly when it's supposed to be. So you might as well get busy doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, or not. You're not more supposed to be doing anything, but the things that are in front of you in your present moment, preparing for that, but not even preparing, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me an example. This has not much to do with your reading. It's just something to do with you. And your energy. Can you give me an example for group 4? Okay, they just gave me this. So they're saying when you're getting ready in the morning, right? Like you wake up, maybe you have coffee or tea, you brush your teeth, you maybe do makeup or do your hair or something, or like comb it at least, or whatever. Maybe you shave, whatever your morning routine is, then you get dressed, whatever, you have this routine. They're saying it's like you're thinking like, well, I'm trying to leave the house, so that's the manifestation. So like all this other stuff is pointless, but that's all a part of you expressing yourself, and that's all a part of you getting ready for leaving the house. Would you want to leave the house in what you went to bed in, with sleep in your eyes and foggy breath, and you haven't eaten and you haven't had your coffee yet, so you're not awake, and that's when your manifestation comes in? when you're not ready, when you're not rested, when you're not awake, when you're not at peace, when you're not feeling good about how you're looking and feeling like on point, that's not when you want your manifestation to come in. And I'm talking about a state of being, right? Sometimes energetically, you're being prepared. What you have to realize is it's already happening. It's just you're in the preparation phase of that. You're in the getting ready phase for that. You're taking on downloads and codes and integrating. You're learning. You're experiencing things. You're making clear what your desires are. You're defining things. Okay, that was like a little side note. So, because this thing that you're stepping into includes the manifestation of this thing, I just can't tell you when, but this new energy you're stepping into will aid in bringing that forward. Okay, for group 4, please tell us about the fullest expression of what's emerging. Oh, transcendence. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Moonstone. I love Moonstone. Crown chakra. Dang. Card 1. Look at the similarity to that energy with your main card. It's this like opalescent, beautiful, like I said, ethereal. You're very ethereal energy. Like you're very... You could be like an Aquarius. Like, I don't know if that's just the energy that I'm getting from this. You don't have to be. I'm just trying to explain the energy if you know astrology. You're like an angelfish. You know how they have that tail that's like so translucent, or you're like the stars, or you're like... I don't think you realize this about yourself, though. Why do I get so much unworthiness here? Do you feel unworthy? Because I don't see that at all. Like, your energy is so... magical. Like you're like a moonstone, and like you're getting crown chakra. That's the highest chakra in like the, I don't know what they're called, like physical auric field. There's lots more chakras, but that's the one at the top of your head. That's the one that communicates with the higher realms. One of the ones. Well, they all communicate with the higher realms. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. But you're just getting a very high spiritual card, and this energy of this like ethereal, beautiful, magical, light, like goddessy, like it's very angelic. That's why I got the angelfish. It's very angelic energy. But I get that your 3D identity is like very heavy and dense. Like there's like some sort of like unworthiness here. I'm gonna keep going because I don't want to get too far into it in case it's just a few of you, and I don't want you to feel like you're not in the right place if that's not you. But we'll touch on it again if it comes up. Yeah, they just showed me the selenite here at the top. Like you're like the selenite. Child of the what the heck? Bro, we need to explore this more. You got another card from a different deck that says the intelligence is within you. Look at this. This one says water codes, ancient wisdom, the intelligence is within you. This one says child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe is within you. It's very strange that you would get 2 cards that would say the exact same thing. So now we have to look into that more. I mean, that's such a vague statement, right? It's like the word consciousness. It's like, okay. It's like the word like... cosmos. Or the word universe. It's like in reference to what, right? So like the intelligence is within you in reference to what? Like of course the intelligence is within you. Like we all have intelligence within us, right? Like that's how you breathe and your heart beats and your cells do their thing without your interference or even your knowledge or awareness. I'm sure you have no idea what's going on in your body right now. Like not in a negative way, just like the body, it does its thing. It doesn't like check in and say, hey, can I transmute this protoplasma into an amino right now? Like you're like, I don't know, whatever you think, right? That's what I mean. Like the intelligence is within you. But so there's that intelligence of your physical vessel, then there's the intelligence of your soul's essence, knowing what to do. But what is like, that's so like inherent, like it's like duh. So and then you also got like transcendence. like nebulous, nebulous, nebulous. Like you're just getting 3 cards that are like, what are you trying to say, bro? So let's find out what they're trying to say. Okay, they want me to take this deck now. Please show us more precise, specific information. Well, take us from the ethereal. Okay, life force. That's a sun card energy. You might have been in the sun group too. Look at that gold. Oh wait, okay. They're like, so I don't read the main card until I'm further into the energy of the reading, because I don't want to read it just like a book. I want to read it. I don't want to just read the words. I want to read the energy and understand how it relates. So they were like, read the card now. So now that life force came out, we're gonna, bruh, we opened right up to it. Did you see that? If you didn't, hit like back 10 seconds and watch that again. That's alignment. Holy Moses. Okay, I love when that happens. So you got this alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony. Like mega alignment if you're getting king tide, plenty, prosperity, receiving the fullness of life. Oh, I see. See, as soon as I started reading this, I totally see what's going on here, what you're stepping into. Like, damn, that's big. We'll read it first and then I'll show you more what I'm seeing. It says, the Fibonacci series, oh, and the golden ratio on which it's based, you just got a gold card here, is a number sequence in which each number is the sum of the preceding 2 numbers. Maybe you're mathematicians or you've heard of that. A rose's petals hold this golden ratio, with each new set of petals that grow in the spaces of the previous set. Perhaps this is why we feel changed by gazing into the spiral of the rose. The original rose looked very different to those we grow today. It possessed 5 petals. And interestingly, if we track the movements made by the planet Venus as she orbits the sun, over a period of 8 years, we see they create a 5-fold rose pattern called the Rose of Venus. Oh, wild. You have a lot of cosmo energy here, like star stuff. Venus was the Roman goddess of love, sex, and fertility, and her symbol was the rose. Perhaps the ancients knew more about the interconnectedness of the universe and life than we think. There's a sacred order to all things. Nature holds the codes of life, and you're part of nature, so you do too. There's an intelligent force governing all of life. There's that, like, this is a different card now, guys, and it said that again. There's an intelligent force governing all of life. The same force that tells flowers to bloom and the planet had a spin exists within you. Why do I feel like I just read this? I'm having the weirdest deja vu. Our tendency to overanalyze and overthink can get us out of alignment with nature and thus life. Our resistance to change does this too. This card is an invitation to look at anything that doesn't feel in alignment, and it's a reminder to trust in the tapestry of your life, your ever-changing nature, and to be dedicated to living a life that's deeply aligned. Soul inquiry, what's no longer in alignment with who you're being called to be. Okay, I'm going to read the life force before I put my 2 cents in for my guides and your guides, because this is brewing here. The other groups were so like right out of the gate clear. This one, it's like a little bit more of a puzzle piece. I see, they showed me the image. I'm not really sure how to explain it to you. So let me see if this helps me. Wait, am I in the right deck? Yeah, I am. Life force. Sometimes there's an awkward intermission while I look for the card, not like when I just opened up to the Rose of Venus one. So I wonder if you're out of alignment with this life force card, because it didn't open easily at all. Oh my god, you guys, it says there's an intelligent sacred pulse woven through all of life. I have never had that phrase repeated so many times. You have now had it 1, 2, 3, 4 times in your one reading. This sacred intelligent pulse is within all living things. It's the life force and one of the greatest mysteries there is. When we're connected, okay, this is about trust, y'all. You don't trust the universe and you don't trust yourself. You have no trust, and you're merging into full trust. You might have a spontaneous awakening. This is like quantum leap energy, because they keep showing me like you're not and then you are. Like you're out of alignment, then you're in. I mean, we shift in and out of alignment all throughout the day, right? But they're showing me like mega, like you're in lack and then you flipped, you're in lack and then you flip to plenty. You're in not trusting your path and then you flip to full trust. You flip from tension and resistance to flow, from questioning to allowing. Like it's almost like you go all the way from your root chakra, zip right up to your crown chakra, like overnight. Did this just happen to you? Because this is also has to do with Kundalini awakening. So I wonder if you're having a Kundalini awakening. Okay, here we are. This card, when we're connected to that, we're connected to life itself. This card comes with a message of vitality and connection. It can appear when we feel energetically alive, or it could be a wake-up call to consider if we feel disconnected from this force. That's where I feel like you might be feeling now when you're coming to this reading, but you quickly shift into feeling energetically alive. We have to find a way to make decisions based on what increases our connection to our life force or vital energy. Yes, this can also represent a Kundalini Shakti awakening. This occurs when the spiritual energy dormant within the body begins to activate and rise. That's exactly what they showed me. It going from your root to your crown. Wow, I'm getting goosebumps. How they showed me that right before I read it. Sorry, I'm all enthusiastic right now. Okay. Shakti is the Sanskrit word for the spiritual cosmic energy of the divine feminine. No two Kundalini Shakti awakenings are the same. Many side effects can occur, from physical shaking to bouts of ecstatic bliss, from physical and emotional purging to seeing spiritual visions of past lives or ancestral memories, and the processing of what has been dormant in the physical. Wow, this is a huge emerging. This is no like, yay, you're getting a new card. This is like you're... Like, wow. Okay, this card is a powerful one to receive. Okay, you guys are so psychic, but I don't think you know it. Or maybe you do know it, because I keep getting the information right before I read it. I just said, wow, this is a powerful card to receive. And then I read it, and I didn't actually read it. I know that seems like I did because I'm staring at it, but I was reading the paragraph before. It's like a bolt of lightning full of activating energy, and often indicates a period of awakening and transformation, frequently with physical symptoms. Whew, maybe that's what's happening and you're like, what the hell is happening? And that's why you came to this reading. Because you're like, I feel weird. This invitation is to align with life force. It comes with a question. What in your life is increasing your life force? And what in your life is diminishing it? It has the activation. It says, I choose to align my energy centers with the pulse of life. I say yes to that which increases my vital energies and makes me come alive. I recognize that I am an extension of the energy of the earth. I feel like hot in your reading. I'm very hot. Oh, my skin is like so hot. Okay. This is like no small potatoes, guys. Like it said, you're basically having a spiritual awakening. The new you that's emerging is you're literally coming into the fullness of who you are, but it's going to be kind of a big deal. Like it's not like, okay, so some people have like a slow, softer, gentler awakening. Like it's over time. It's a slow and steady climb, right? Yours is going to be like, or it could be happening now, or it could have already happened, and that's why you're like, yeah, I just experienced this. I think however you came into this incarnation, it just got chaotic fast, and you just like, either you had like heavy over like layering of other people's projections and timelines and intentions, and you just didn't even think to look at your own intentions because the others were so suffocating and like, what's that word they're showing me? Like when something energy pushes on you. They were so I don't know what that word is, but suffocating. Or you didn't have that influence, but you just were kind of in like a holding pattern, they're showing me, where you just kind of like went through life and like everything's kind of fine, and but you always were always like, is there not more to life? Like, I don't understand. Like, something seems off here, or like I'm missing something. Yeah, like you felt like you were missing something. And then slowly but surely, you've kind of been like starting to feel a bit different, and you're like, like what's going on? And then you kind of keep seeing stuff about spiritual awakenings, or maybe Kundalini awakenings, or transformance, or transformative, or transcendence. And you're like, what is all this? And it could be like very recently that you've come into the spiritual world, because I think you've kind of been focusing on a lot of 3D things, like I said, like manifesting the right relationship, having a family, maybe getting a house, having the right job. Like, I feel like you've been a little bit, you've been very pentacles energy, which is like the earth, the root chakra energy, building your security, and kind of like aligning with your sense of self, your sense of ego. And I think that spiritual energy might have been quite dormant. I don't get that much here, because typically if you're coming to a pick a card, you've already kind of like moved into your spiritual energy. I'm not saying you don't have any spiritual energy, you're all spirit. It's just you may not have like really been playing much with it, or like bringing it to the forefront of your life much. I feel like you've been very more in your 3D, like I said, focused on this, focused on that, kind of building your life. Which, there's nothing wrong with that. Every soul's path. Like, there's not like you were supposed to come here and do it the other way. I'm just saying how, like, it seems to have been, so that you know if you resonate with that. That's the only reason I'm telling you. It's not a judgment at all. But now, I feel like you're gonna be opening this other side of you. They're showing me, this is so random and I'm sorry, but they're showing me, like, you know, Dunkaroos. I don't know if you have those where you are, but like any snack that comes with two parts. I think there's like a yogurt that also comes with like a chocolatey granola. They're showing me you only opened the main part. So you were eating the yogurt, but you didn't add the topping mix in life. Or you were eating the crackers of the Dunkaroo, but you didn't open the icing part yet. And now you're going to be opening the icing part. Now you're going to see in the new upgraded you that's emerging, my friend, life gets easier. It gets easier because you understand you have this intelligence that's within you. You are not alone. You are never alone. There's actual guides, ants, if you believe this, whatever you believe, but you could come to understand some of these things, and if they resonate with you, then you could take them to be your own, or explore, or amend, or expand on them. But this is what you may not realize if you're coming here, is that you have support from the higher realms, because you is not just you here in earth as a human, it's you, your soul, your eternal soul, because energy cannot be created or destroyed. It always exists. So the essence of you that decided to come here, your soul, it is still with you. it's still there. The bigger you, the eternal you that's been around since forever, eternity. You have intentions. You had intentions before you came here, and that's your partner in this world, basically. Some people call it the higher you, and you who's watching this is the lower you. I don't love those, but they do explain it kind of well. Some people call it your higher self, your future self, your inner being, etc. That you're going to be getting very familiar with. That you communicates to you through your emotions and through your intuition. That's why you have this crown chakra transcendence. Through your crown chakra, through your third eye chakra. And this is where you get these nudges and these insights. And if you try to operate just with your 3D brain, it can feel very tiresome and burdensome and exhausting and cumbersome, because you're not resourcing, which means you're not tuning back into the intelligence of the universe, which is endless, limitless energy, insights. You can literally tune into the frequency, tune into the field, tap into the cloud, whatever you want to call it, and get insights and downloads and guidance and clarity about anything. Like, you could need to like fix your computer and tap into someone who's on the other side who knows how to fix it, and you would get that insight. It would just pop into your head. That's what ideas are, for anyone wondering. Ideas are, you're getting it from the field. It's someone pushing you the idea so that it can help you. Because we are not alone here. We were never alone. It would be really freaking hard to be here if we were alone, and that's why a lot of people find it really freaking hard to be here, because we think we're alone, or we know we're not alone, but we still forget and think that we're alone, or we don't make use of this resources. But you're going to be coming into this spiritual awakening, this fullness of you, and starting to activate that spiritual side of you, which basically just sounds very like airy fairy woo woo, but it's basically just allowing for all of you to come through here, which means all of those insights, the support, the guidance, the ideas. Now your passion and your emotions will guide you, because if it feels good to you, that's in alignment. That means you're in alignment. The word alignment means you're right on point, lined up with your higher self, with the you that is really you, the you that's playing the video game, right? Not in the video game. It's the, sorry, my nose got itchy. So you think you're in the video game, but then there's the you that's playing the video game that has the intention. So how you line up with that is you feel it in your emotions. If it feels good, it feels in alignment for you. That's why a lot of people say that's not in alignment for me, because they feel that feels off. That feels stifling. That feels stale. That feels icky. That feels not good. That feels tiresome. That's not in alignment for you. That means your higher self, the you, it's you. It's you. You're not separate. It's you. There's just kind of two of you, which is an illusion, but it's hard to explain. But and then things that are out in alignment feel like joy. They feel like ease. They feel right. They feel good for you. They feel like truth. They feel authentic. They feel make you happy. They feel exciting. They feel passionate. So the more that you follow the things that feel good, the more that you are in alignment with this intelligence, i.e. you and the higher realms that are supporting you. And that's how you know which direction to go. Excuse me, my throat chakra. And that's how you know that you begin to trust. You start to feel worthy, because you realize I'm not just this puny little human like scampering around here with no purpose or whatever. No, I am freaking the universe, and the universe is within me. And that means I am a creator, and that means I can create my own reality. And that means I can work with divine energy to bring forth a life that is satisfying and fulfilling to me, that I can uplift others, that I can fulfill my purpose here, that I can learn and grow and expand and basically enjoy this experience. That feels like following your passions. And then as you do that via law of attraction, or whatever you want to call it these days, your frequency like attracts like. You will start to radiate that energy, your auric field, whatever you want to call it, of peace and joy and happiness and satisfaction. I love what I do. I love what I'm eating. I love what I'm wearing. I love what I'm looking at. I love what I'm reading. I love who I'm talking to. I love who I'm hanging out with. I love what I do for work. I love my passions. I've incorporated things into my life that I enjoy. And then that frequency of enjoyment, it's not spelled like that, but you get what I'm saying. Enjoyment, the frequency of being in joy radiates with king tide, plenty, prosperity, the fullness of life. When you're living a life that feels like the fullness to you, you attract the fullness of life. And that means your body feels better. Your cells are in alignment. You have vitality. It's the energy of wounds healing quickly. Alignment, anything that's discomfort, realigning. Things that have been bothering you start to fall away. You start to get insights about how to solve things or repair things or heal things that have been bothering you. You have abundance come into you. Physically, materially, your needs are met. Relationships will find you that are supportive, that are abundant, that are emotionally satisfying, that are harmonious. And these things that you've kind of felt like you were trying really hard to attain, the paradox occurs. As you move into the fullness of life and the true resonance of this you that's emerging, everything upgrades. But the paradox is you stop wanting the things that you used to want. And what I mean by wanting is, I don't mean that you no longer desire them or are open to having them. You stop yearning. The yearning goes away, because the yearning is occurring because you're unfulfilled. because you're probably some part out of alignment, I'm guessing, just based on your spread, which, like I said, we're all out of alignment, then in alignment, then out of alignment. But majority, I'm talking about, there might be some areas of your life that you feel are not quite fitting you. And so what we do as humans is we think, oh, if only I had a partner or a kid or a better house or a better car, that would make me happy, to compensate for, like, what's not said is to compensate for that I'm unhappy over here. Read out of alignment over here. So as you bring those things into alignment, which does take some action for sure and can be uncomfortable because you might be throwing off roles or identities that you start to realize are no longer you. And this is a process, like I said, but this could happen spontaneously. Some people do, or it could be a process. There's no rush. You go at your own pace. Wherever you are in this spectrum, it's constantly unfolding. It's not like you're going to reach enlightenment and then stop, right? It's like constantly unfolding. I'm just saying you may be coming to that, your first awakening, where you're like, wait a second, I don't feel like something's right here and I want to shake this up. I want a big shake up. I want to only do things that feel like bliss to me, that feel like good to me. Of course, we have responsibilities. There's other things, but trust me, you can find a way to make everything enjoyable for you. You just got to tune into your inner preferences. And you'd be surprised at how things that you used to hate to do suddenly become satisfying. Like, I used to hate laundry and like hate it. Like, it felt like my soul was dragging backwards through time. And now I love laundry. But that had to do with the fact that I was working at a corporate job that was exhausting my soul. And now that I'm not doing that, I love doing laundry because it feels very meditative to me. And I love the feeling of like satisfaction of putting everything back. But that's because I'm not rushing through life anymore, right? So everything is connected, right? So there are some things that you may be like, oh, I don't like doing that. But then you all of a sudden like doing it when you're in an aligned state about the majority of your life things. This is huge energy that you're stepping into. I thought I was going to get more cards, but they don't want to overcomplicate it for you. But yes, this is the everything pile. This is relationships. This is money. This is your body, coming into alignment and feeling amazing, and recovering from anything. But this is you trusting in this greater intelligence, because it's come out 4 times now. The intelligence is within you. There's an intelligence that governs life. You do not have to figure this all out. You are not here alone. You can trust. You can release the oars. They're showing me you're like furiously rowing your boat. Like, I gotta get somewhere. I gotta get somewhere. And like your higher self just like takes the oars like, I got this. I can literally push you with the wind, babe. I can push you with the current, babe. Like, stop exhausting yourself. You're not going to have any energy for when you get to the other side and you want to explore. This is about letting go a little bit, and not like letting go of your desires or letting go, because the paradox is, like I said, when you get into the state of alignment, you stop having that yearning feeling. You stop being like, when is it coming? When is it coming? You're kind of like, my life is so good. My life is so good. I have so many things to enjoy that like I don't even have enough time to enjoy all these things. Then you're going to start wanting more time. That's how enjoyable your life will be. You want the day to be longer so you can do more things that are interesting and exciting to you. You kind of stop obsessing about the things that haven't manifested yet, and you trust. You're like, sure, I'm going to leave the house and get ready, for work after I get dressed, but I'm really enjoying putting on my makeup right now, and I'm really enjoying brushing my teeth, and I'm really enjoying my breakfast. And so that other manifestation that's coming later, I'll get to it when I get to it. And ironically, the paradox is that's when it manifests, because you have released all of the resistance. You're not holding yourself in a frequency of, I don't have this thing. Where is this thing? I don't have this thing. That's a frequency of lack. And so it's very difficult, not impossible, but it's very unlikely that you're going to manifest the thing that you're yearning for when you're in a frequency of yearning. So you got to let it go. Say to yourself, life will get to that when life gets to that. I'm excited for that, but I got a lot here on my plate because I am now in the business of alignment. I am fine-tuning my life. I am refining. I am doing an edit. And I'm going through what things feel in alignment with my truth, what things light me up, what feels good to me. And those are my upgrades. Those are my energetic expansion. That's me emerging out of this facade that, I thought I had to be, and I'm stepping into my true essence, and I'm glowing, and I'm angelic. I mean, you're like, they're showing me you putting angel wings on, like you're just angelic. You realize your spiritual divine nature, and you're like, oh, this was here all along. Like, wow, who knew? And that's the newest version of you that you're expanding into. And like I said, that's no small potatoes. Holy card one, and all of his intelligence of the universe. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that this resonated for you and you enjoyed it. If you felt called to another group, you're more than welcome to check it out. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye!